Good evening from Bobby Franklin Stadium in Senatobia, Mississippi. I'm Tyler Springs, and this is Ranger TV. Your first Rangers home football game of the 2023 campaign begins in about 30 minutes. It'll be Northwest hosting the HINDS Eagles, coming up from HINDS from Raven, Mississippi. 2 0-1 teams looking for their first wins of their MAC campaigns. HINDS coming off of a difficult loss against Northeast, and Northwest coming off of a brutal loss against Mississippi Gulf Coast. These two sides not used to losing. Both fared well last season in the MAC. As a matter of fact, HINDS for a long while was in contention to win the South Division. Ultimately ended up finishing 4-5 and 3-3 in the MAC South overall. Northwest last year had a banner year, 10-2 overall, losing in the national semifinals to Iowa Western, the eventual national champion. Second year in a row that Northwest has lost to an eventual national champion. But this team looks quite different. And if they are to win today's game, they're going to have to lean on the right arm of Keegan Patterson and potentially on the feet of D. Pertine. The South Panola product, a 3-star recruit, 15 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown in the 49-14 loss in Week 1 against Mississippi Gulf Coast. Much of that came late in the game. However, Petit did look like he got in a rhythm late in that contest. He may see more action this evening, even though he's not officially in the Northwest starting lineup on offense. Meanwhile, on the other side, a familiar face started at quarterback for HINDS in Cade Barnett, who was Northwest's backup quarterback last season. But Barnett ultimately was not the one who produced the most offense in Week 1 for HINDS in their loss against Northeast. It ultimately came down to Roman Mula, a sophomore from Baton Rouge and a transfer from the University of Houston, who got things whirling in the second half, entered leading 5 drives with 205 yards of offense total while he was in the game, much more effective than Barnett's 76 yards of offense on 6 drives led. HINDS still unable to come up with the victory in that contest as they fell on the road against Northeast by a 20-3 score, but nonetheless, it is a opportunity tonight between Northwest and HINDS to renew their long-standing rivalry. If you go back at least to 2010, Northwest 10-2 in their last 12 matchups, and hopefully Rangers adding another tally to that victory list this evening. I'm Tyler Springs. Great to be with you from Senatobia, Mississippi, Bobby Franklin Field, the site of tonight's game. Our kickoff is coming up in about half an hour. We're going to take a quick break here on Ranger TV and come back with a little more on the matchup.
We give it our all in the classroom and on the field, whether that's an early morning workout or all-nighter. We demand excellence and strive for perfection in everything we do.
I'm all in. Are you? Nobody.
Country music icon Trace Adkins in concert. Somewhere in America tour. Saturday, September 16th, the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. The party you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale now at HeindelCenter.org.
Where the country girls at.
New album available now. Trace Adkins, Somewhere in America.
Are you ready to give your valuable asset the care it deserves? At Dipsticks, we understand that your vehicle is more than just transportation. It's your freedom, your personality, and usually your first or second most valuable asset. That's why we prioritize your vehicle's health, treating it with the care it deserves. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing dependable work with attention to detail. When you choose Dipsticks, you're not just getting an oil change, you're getting peace of mind. Trust your valuable asset to the experts at Dipsticks. Dipsticks, come to us for a change.
Back at Bobby Franklin Field here in Senatobia, Mississippi, getting set for kickoff between the Northwest Mississippi Rangers and the HINDS Eagles. Week 2 action in the MAC as the junior college ranks in the Magnolia State get going here in the 2023 campaign. Great to be with you for our first official broadcast that we hope, fingers crossed, is going to run the full length of the contest. Of course, an abbreviated broadcast that was stopped at a moment when we thought there was going to be no game Thursday night between Mississippi Gulf Coast and Northwest. If you have not tuned in a Ranger game, I hesitate to tell you about what's happened in the meantime, but I will. Northwest was forced to go back down to Perkinston, Mississippi, and play a game against Gulf Coast on Saturday afternoon. That one kicked off at 4 o'clock. Long way to go and a quick turnaround for a 5-hour drive. Northwest came away on the wrong end of a 49-14 result in that game. It's their worst loss since 2014, and I can understand why people would be upset about having to go twice to Perkinston in the course of 3 days. Allegedly, the rule being that you have to finish a game that is postponed within 48 hours if it is due to weather, and that was the case on Friday. So Northwest went down, did the thing that they were supposed to do according to the rule book, and Mississippi Gulf Coast was ready for them. Jack Wrightside got the better of them in that game. It was a close game at the half, but Northwest ultimately unable to keep up with the Gulf Coast Bulldog offense that put up 49 points, a lot of them on long touchdowns in the second half. Offensively for the Northwest Mississippi Rangers in that game, the debut for quarterback Keegan Patterson, previously on the scout team at Southern Cal out of Longmont, Colorado, probably a showing that he would say is not among his best. 11 of 25, 151 yards through the air. Did throw a touchdown pass, 46-yarder to Xavier Davis, but threw 3 interceptions as well. Carried the ball 3 times for 21 yards. You could tell Keegan's very athletic, wasn't afraid to scramble and extend plays when necessary. Some of the throws that he tried to make didn't quite have the touch on them that were needed, and they got intercepted. But hopefully in week 2 you feel a little more comfortable in Stan Hill's offense that in total did gain 294 yards, 151 through the air, and 143 on the ground. In terms of running the football, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, Demarion Pertete, freshman out of South Panola, did come up with a 15-carry, 68-yard effort. 1 touchdown in that game late for Pertete. Seemed like he found his rhythm. He was the only running back that had a carry of at least 10 yards, and he had 3 of those for the Northwest offense. So you're hopeful that the freshman and local kid can come through once again in a big spot here against HINDS. Receiving-wise, Kyler Hutton was the favorite target. He had 4 catches for 36 yards. He was certainly the most looked-to receiver for Keegan Patterson and had the most throws go his way. A couple other guys contributed, Janoris Harpson, Rashard Daniels, J.D. Ferguson among them, but certainly there were some passes that got missed, partly quarterback's fault, partly receiver's fault, but that's all part of coming together and figuring out the chemistry that will eventually propel the Rangers to what we hope is a really, really good season. You saw a little bit of DJ Harden at tight end. You saw a little bit of Will Dabney at tight end as well. Probably see more of those guys. Nobody, I think, is happier to get back to a football game this week than Jackson Usselton, the freshman from Hernando, who had a tough time kicking the ball. 2 of 2 on his extra points, but over 3 on his field goals, one of those being blocked. He should have an opportunity to kick again tonight because, as always happens in junior college, when you're the only kicker on the roster, coach is going to have to turn to you sooner or later. And for Jackson, hopefully he can get his feet comfortable and make a couple of kicks tonight, give him a little bit of confidence going forward. Shade Foster in that game, 4 punts, 41-yard average. His long was 58 yards, and I do believe that's a career high for Shade last week at Gulf Coast. So congrats to him. Fred Adams was the kick return man out of Tupelo, 3 runbacks for an average of 23 yards. His longest was 28 in that contest. Northwest finished with just 20 first downs, which sounds good on paper, but they were 2 for 12 on 3rd down, and they actually were 3 for 3 converting on 4th down, 1 of 4 on their trips into the red zone. So Northwest, after having lost 1 fumble and thrown 3 interceptions in that game, will look to protect the football a little bit better in this contest to come. They did have 3 penalties called against them for 35 total penalty yards. And the starting line tonight is the same as it was last week. Jakeem Shumpert at left tackle, Dylan Spencer at left guard, Stratton Smith the center, Melvin Collins Jr. the right tackle, and Cameron Pascal the right tackle, and Melvin Collins Jr. is the right guard. We are going to pause here in just a moment for the national anthem, which is going to be played here in Bobby Franklin Field, and we're going to try not to talk over that nor the benediction that is given. Looking forward to a great one between HINDS and Northwest this evening. We'll give you a little bit more on HINDS when we get back from the commercial break. I'm going to wait to take that break until we start the anthem, just nosing into it. President Heindel is giving a little bit of an address on the video board right now, so we're going to wait that one out. I'll give you a little bit of information on HINDS. One I can tell you is Larry Williams, in his 7th season at the helm, the head coach of HINDS, not looking to be 0-1 for long. His career record is 23-20. That compares pretty favorably to what Benji Parker is doing, although Benji's been at it a little bit longer. 8 years as a head coach, 68-17 entering this year, now 68-18 if you include the Week 1 loss. We'll step aside for a moment here on Ranger TV, and the national anthem will get started here in Senatobia, and shortly thereafter, we're going to have a rundown of the HINDS Eagles and Northwest taking on HINDS here at Bobby Franklin Field. Back in a moment on Ranger TV from Senatobia.
Taking action for you every day. Your stories deserve to be told, and we've got the best storytellers right in your community. Shorts, reels, tweets, and content that play out live on TV or in your hand. You name it, we're on it. Get those stories anywhere you are. Here, and of course, here. We're storytellers focused on Memphis, focused on taking action for you. Action News 5. Find us, well, anywhere.
Everyone's journey starts from a different place, but the path to your goals is always Northwest. Northwest Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways, so you can choose the training that's right for you. Need in-demand skills now with high-paying opportunities just around the corner? We can get you there. See a 4-year degree in your future, but need an efficient path to that dream? We can get you there too. Whatever your goals, we can help you become who you want to be. Find your path at Northwest.
Wade Incorporated began in 1909 in Greenwood, Mississippi. Over the past 100 years, our family-owned and operated company has grown to 12 locations throughout the state. We've served generations of farmers, helped the weekend warriors keep their land and food plots in check, and met hundreds of new customers along the way. We've seen a lot of things change over the years, but one thing has always stayed the same: a caring team that provides customers with excellent service on an unbeatable John Deere product. Wade Incorporated, your North Mississippi John Deere dealer, delivering service, solutions, and success since 1909.
Meet Jimmy Mundane. Jimmy wears the same outfit every day. Jimmy eats the same brown bagged lunch every day. Jimmy does the same thing every single day. Introducing Fuel Rewards. Save at least 10 cents a gallon when redeeming. Bank First Perks, designed to help Jimmy live a little.
Back at Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia, Mississippi, where we are getting set for kickoff between Northwest and HINDS in Week 2 action of the MAC football season. I'm Tyler Springs. Great to be with you here on Ranger TV. We gave you a little bit on the loss to Gulf Coast for Northwest Mississippi in Week 1. They lost it 49-14, and they trailed only 14-7 at halftime in that contest. But offensively, they were pretty balanced: 151 yards passing, 143 yards rushing. Just ineffective in terms of capitalizing. 2 for 12 on third down conversions, 1 for 4 in the red zone, 4 turnovers, 3 of those coming by interception. Had a bit of a vertical passing game, 6 completions of at least 15 yards. Special teams, though, was a little rough. Failed on 3 field goal attempts, all coming from 32 yards or less. They did average 23 yards on kick returns, and they had 4 points on 35-plus yards each. Defensively, for this Northwest Mississippi side, we'll give you a little bit of an update on how they performed. I know you might think it's pretty shabby given that it was a 49-14 loss, but they had to replace a lot of starters on defense, and Jay Adams got banged up during the game and did not return after getting hurt early on a play where he collided, I believe, with Demanye Lacey, who was trying to come back and make a tackle. It might have been DJ Burgess. I'll have to go back and look at the tape for that, but either way, not great for Northwest to not have Jay Adams in there. He is scheduled to start tonight alongside Keyshawn Davila, Jamarlin Green, Charles Thomas, and L.J. Shumpert in the defensive backfield for Paige Anders and company. The linebackers will be Dylan Bullard, Keon Cunningham, and Tristan Shorter. And same as Week 1, the 3-man defensive front is DJ Burgess, Rod Daniels, and Demanye Lacey. Defensively in that game, Northwest did hold Mississippi Gulf Coast to 119 yards rushing. They did give up long touchdown passes on 5 consecutive drives in the second half from 20, 36, 17, 39, and 79 yards out. They did have 2 interceptions, both of them coming from the hands of Charles Thomas. One of those on a deflection and another one that Thomas got a hand on and then batted it to himself. Also recovered 3 fumbles that went their way because of bad snaps on the part of the offensive line for Gulf Coast. Unfortunately, Northwest had a hard time capitalizing on those. One of the fumbles recovered came on a muffed punt that was inside the 5-yard line, but still Northwest failed to score in that situation, could not set up the offense well enough with 1st and goal, came away pointless on that particular drive. Northwest, however, did hold the Bulldogs 3.1 yards per carry. Didn't have a single drive where they allowed more than 30 rushing yards, and the longest run against them was 12 yards. So all things considered, not a bad showing for the Northwest rushing defense. Now we will take the break for the national anthem here at Senatobia's Bobby Franklin Field and return with a little more on the visiting HINDS Eagles ahead of this contest between Northwest and HINDS here in Senatobia. Back in a moment on Ranger TV.
Heindel Center for the Performing Arts at Northwest Mississippi Community College, where the stage is a canvas for storytelling, dream weaving, and discovery. This fall 2023 season, we're thrilled to present some of the finest entertainment in the Southeast, featuring powerhouse performances and conversations by world-renowned artists. Get ready to be blown away by classical concert pianist and keynote speaker Jade Simmons. Tap your feet to the tunes of country music legends like Trace Atkins, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Big and Rich. Experience the mesmerizing rhythms of Grammy-winning ensemble Third Coast Percussion. Sing along with American Idol favorite and songwriter Haley Reinhart. Unleash your inner rock star with One Vision of Queen featuring Mark Martel. Laugh out loud with the Wonder Bread Years with Pat Hazel. And groove to the beats with Stomp. Plus, warm your hearts this holiday season with a Charlie Brown Christmas and many more. Our Performing Arts Center is the place to be for shows, concerts, movies, and experiences that everyone in the family can enjoy. So sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the magic of the performing arts at Northwest Mississippi Community College's Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. We can't wait to see you there.
Back from the national anthem, we are getting set for kickoff here at Senatobia's Bobby Franklin Field, the home of the Northwest Rangers, taking on the HINDS Eagles in Week 2 MAC action. We've gone over a little bit of what Northwest has done defensively. We'll go over a little bit of what HINDS did in their Week 1 loss against Northeast, which was a 20-7 defeat on the road. But a couple last notes on the Northwest defense. You got a lot of tackling from the safeties. Camp Shepard and Jamarlin Green each with 7 tackles, and those are career highs for both of those players. If Jay Adams, for whatever reason, is not out there tonight or does not play as well as we're used to seeing Jay play, if he's a little banged up from the collision he suffered in Week 1, I would definitely expect to see Camp Shepard a little bit more in there, even though a lot of his tackles came in garbage time last week. Week 1, it's hard to define garbage time just because everybody's trying to get reps, everybody's trying to get kind of in the rhythm of the season. They did get some penetration from the defensive line. Rod Daniels and Tylan Coleman, each with 2 tackles for loss, or I should say each with the tackle for loss. You'd like to see a little bit more block shedding from that defensive line, maybe. But there's certainly lots of stuff to improve on after Week 1 and a result that did not suit Benji Parker in any way, shape, or form, I am certain. So the keys for tonight for Northwest, I would say, play the run first. You got to make HINDS prove they can throw the ball. Only 124 yards passing in Week 1 for the HINDS Eagles. And then offensively for the Northwest Mississippi Rangers, you got to do 2 things. 1, clean it up. You got to protect the ball better, and you got to sustain your drives a little bit better. You've also got to execute in the red zone. Usually safe bet to run the ball down there and make your kicks. That's been the case with these Rangers before, and it can be the case with them again with a little more elbow grease, among other things, a little better execution. I think you'll see a little bit more of that tonight in the red zone in the way that the Rangers want. So keep an eye out on that. Now, the HINDS Eagles, 0-1 under seventh-year head coach Larry Williams. His career record, as we mentioned, 23-20. He's been over 500 4 times as the coach at HINDS. And his squad lost all their QBs from last season, as well as Jeffrey Pittman and Jamarian Samuel, their 2 talented running backs who went to Mississippi State and Georgia Southern, respectively. They also lost wide receivers Deontez White and Keziah Pruitt, although they've got some guys back from that squad. But offensively, in that loss against Northeast, it is their 3rd straight season opening loss, but they have been able to rally from that at times, like in 2021 when they went 9-3. In that game, you could tell it was week 1 by the number of penalty yards piled up, 182 penalty yards between the two teams combined, 115, beg your pardon, for HINDS alone. So there's certainly a lot to clean up there in terms of execution. We mentioned the offense that was led by Kay Barnett, last year's backup quarterback for Northwest. 6 drives under Barnett with 76 yards gained and no points on the board. But they did have 164 rushing yards. HINDS is going to be prone to running the football, using some heavy formations tonight. I think you'll see that. They had 2 carries of 20-plus yards in that contest. Overall, they actually finished the game plus 39 in the yard count, but they did have an interception by Roman Mula in that second half where he was forced to press a little bit to try and make things happen, and inevitably things go a little bit awry often when you do that. Special teams-wise, HINDS did allow a blocked punt that was returned/collected for a touchdown in that 3rd quarter. Punting is going to be a little bit of a mystery tonight. The punt totals in that contest were not great. Don't know if we'll see Cullen Cox this evening, the freshman from D'Iberville. I think questionable to play in that one. I don't think it was completely performance-based, but we will see. But the average, when it's 19 yards per punt and the long is 33, there's certainly something up there where the punting can be improved. Kick return-wise, Jarrell Boyd and Jamonte Wallace handled those, 3 of them between those. The longest was 22 yards. Tanner Hollingsworth did kick 1 extra point and missed his 1 field goal try, unfortunately. But I think you'll see a little bit of Kay Barnett and of Roman Mula tonight. Mula, the sophomore transfer from the University of Houston. Barnett, obviously, last year at Northwest Mississippi. Mula finished 13 of 20 for 109 yards and an interception. Barnett was 3 of 8 for 15 yards with a long pass of 7 yards. Also carried the ball 6 times for 25 yards gained. Mula carried it 4 times for 22 yards gained. So we'll see which one of those quarterbacks factors in tonight. It may be both of them, as a matter of fact. Jarrell Boyd was the leading rusher. Has really good burst, really gets to the line quickly. You'll see that tonight. 11 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown for Boyd. Also caught 2 balls for 12 yards. He'll be spelled by Jaden Reed, probably in short yardage situations. He's the goal line back at 6 foot, 240 pounds, out of Lafayette High School. 6 carries, 12 yards. The longest was 4. So you'll see them along with Jamarian Johnson and Zaylen Johnson in there for Northwest. And I don't believe those 2 Johnsons are related. Jamar Grace was the leading receiver in that contest. Kind of a breakout, unexpected. Last year, only 8 catches for Grace, 56 yards. But in this game alone, he had 6 catches for 62 yards. Just a balanced, reliable set of hands. He'll be flanked by Michael Lott, who came on in 2022 with a great game against Northwest. 9 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown in that contest last year in week 1, or I should say week 2. Finished with 292 yards in the season receiving and 2 scores. Tyrell Pollard is the 3rd wideout for the HINDS Eagles. He was here at Northwest last year, an Oak Grove product like Kay Barnett. 3 catches, 15 yards in the opener for the HINDS Eagles. You also see a little bit of Malachi Townsend, Jamonte Wallace, and McCarty Johnson. Chase Tucker is probably going to be their tight end. He had a grab for 6 yards in that contest. The offensive line expected to be Kenny Walker at left tackle, Kedrick Dixon at left guard, Cameron Williams at center, William Stewart at right guard, and Saquon Miles at right tackle. So be interested to see those, how those guys obviously fill out things this evening. They did do at least enough to get 164 yards rushing, so that's not nothing. We'll see how they handle things against Northwest. As for the defense for the HINDS Eagles against that Northeast side that threw a lot of balls short, They did okay. They had a lot of safety help coming down from the roof, so to speak. In that contest, they gave up 162 yards and 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but then they kind of stood up to the challenge. 133 yards the rest of the way and no touchdowns after those 2 drives because the 3rd touchdown for Northeast came on a punt block recovered in the end zone. Defense also came up with a sack, 5 tackles for loss, 2 passes broken up, and they did have 3 fumble recoveries, but they were not able to intercept any passes in that contest against Northeast. So defensively, I think you'll see a defensive line of Carl Odrick, Willie Miller, Travell Vivians, who's a 3rd-year guy out of Philadelphia, and Zamian Waller. You may see a little bit of Deverick Woods and Avon Kelly as well rotating in. The 2 linebackers in a 4-2-5 defense for defensive coordinator John Hendrick are going to be Kelby Holmes and Brendan Jennings. And the 5-player defensive backfield is going to be led by Kaswaya Moffitt, who had 8 tackles in the Week 1 game. He'll have Isaiah Bolton helping out. He had 10 tackles in the Week 1 game. That actually was the defense's leading total. Zach Andrews, Vernorius Cheney, and Davion Lagarde are going to be in there as well at defensive back. You'll see some others rotate in more than likely. So looking forward to a good one between Hinds and Northwest this evening. We're a little less than 3 minutes from the official 7 o'clock top of the hour, so we'll take one more break here on Ranger TV. And as a matter of fact, we'll keep it here for just the time being because they're about to do the coin toss, and we'll keep our eyes on that. Xavier Davis out there along with Shade Foster for Northwest, along with 4 guys for the Hinds Eagles. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes. Roman Mula is the quarterback who will trot out there for Hinds, and they will go out there alongside Michael Lott, one of his receivers. It is Governor Tate Reeves who is doing the coin toss. He is here tonight in force. The Tate Reeves signs are out at one of the tailgate booths down to the right side of us, and he is going to be the one flipping the coin toss. You don't want to get this coin toss wrong. Let me tell you, you can really do yourself no favors if you get a coin toss wrong in front of a lot of people. Most notably, a couple of years back in a Detroit Lions game that happened. I believe it was Lions and Steelers, but you got to make sure. Just a nice, easy toss. Seems that way. Let's hear it. Shade Foster talking to the official, and this looks like it's going to be swung around. So Northwest is going to be defending the east side of the field. Hinds is going to be kicking from the west side of the field. Northwest, I do believe, has deferred the toss to the second half, so Hinds will be receiving, and they will be receiving to our right, which is going to be the west side of the field. And here come Benji Parker and the Northwest Rangers flying out of the tunnel with the blue smoke atop the flags. Northwest choosing to wear their powder blue domes tonight, along with the red uniform tops and the white pants. I love this look in terms of color combinations. They look great. And Hinds coming out from the other end in their maroon pants, maroon helmets, and white uniforms. Back with the kickoff from Senatobia in just a moment. This is Ranger TV.
When Memphis weather gets real, turn to the real experts. First Alert Weather, only on Action News 5.
We give it our all in the classroom and on the field, whether that's an early morning workout or all-nighter. We demand excellence and strive for perfection in everything we do.
I'm all in, are you?
Utility tractors from Wade Incorporated give the power you need and the comfort you deserve to make getting the job done a lot more enjoyable. Visit WadeIncorporated.com or contact your local Wade dealership today to learn more.
Northwest about to kick off to Hinds here at Senatobia's Bobby Franklin Field. Beautiful evening for football, 72 degrees, cloudy. Sun's about to set in about 8 minutes after the 7 o'clock top of the hour. 6-mile-an-hour winds out of the northeast, so they are blowing just slightly, if you're looking out at the field from our side, toward the left side of the HINDS sideline. Shade Foster will do the kicking off. He'll set the tee just inside the left hash on the 35. A couple of return men back for HINDS. HINDS will have 2 return men back, as a matter of fact. Among them, Jarrell Boyd, Jamonte Wallace the other. Wallace standing on the left hash, Boyd on the right hash. This one's squibbed down along the right numerals, fielded by Boyd at the 11. Boyd up past the numerals, the 20 to the 30, and finally brought down there from behind. And that is where the drive will begin as Jarrell Boyd returns the kickoff. You should expect to see a bunch of him offensively as well. It's the first drive of the contest, beginning with 14:55 remaining here in quarter number 1, as HINDS will begin their possession at their own 32-yard line. Here comes the HINDS offense, and it is Kay Barnett at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun. The former Oak Grove signal caller getting his second start of the year. From the shotgun, he'll feed the ball to the back. Boyd into the middle of the pile and brought down quickly. Keon Cunningham on the stop for Northwest. Second down upcoming. Boyd, as we mentioned, 11 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown in week 1. After a season where he only had 7 carries last year behind 2 talented backs in Jamarian Samuels and Jeffrey Pittman, who went to Georgia Southern and Mississippi State, respectively. Barnett checks the sideline. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends in the formation. Boyd switched out now. The back is Jamarian Johnson. Johnson gets the give around the right edge and setting the edge well for Northwest Mississippi right there. A great tackle made that time by the defensive back Charles Thomas. Nice game in week 1, picking up 2 interceptions and 5 tackles. He's one of the veteran leaders, the few veteran leaders on this Northwest Mississippi team, and it brings up a 3rd down and about 7 to go, the line to gain being the 42-yard line. HINDS last week was 9 of 19 in the 3rd downs. Got to extend a couple of drives. Barnett will check the sideline. Zaylon Johnson is the back beside him out of Brandon High School, 5'10", 185 pounds, 4 wide set, 3 to his left. Barnett drops to throw, 3-man rush. Barnett steps up at the pocket. He will scramble, going for the first down marker. He's got it. A gang of Northwest tacklers, not enough to stop him. Keon Cunningham among them, but Barnett crosses the 40 out to the 44-yard line. That's enough to pick up a chain-moving play. So the first down picked up by the HINDS Eagles. It is their 22nd first down of the season. Barnett from the gun, quickly, now in tempo with the offense. Straight up the middle, a run. Zaylon Johnson almost lost the football near the end of that run, but ultimately brought down with a tackle by Tristan Shorter. Close again to first down yardage, brings up 2nd down and short. Now from enemy territory on the opposite side of the 50. Right on top of the red, white, and blue star at midfield. Barnett in the gun, takes the snap, drops the throw, pressure in his face. Lacey couldn't get him. Throw downfield to the left side. This is going to be incomplete. I don't know where that was in terms of an intended receiver. That ball was airmailed toward the sideline in the vicinity of nobody. Demonier Lacey was putting pressure on Kay Barnett right in his face. Barnett did a good job sidestepping it and firing that ball away. It is Lacey, Rod Daniels, and DJ Burgess who got the start tonight. Tyler Farrow is in there now at defensive tackle to give Lacey a breather. Jalen Johnson also on the rush. Northwest threatening pressure. Camp Shepard stepped up along the line. It is Coleman and Farrow and Johnson along the defensive front. Now Shorter threatening to come. 4, 5, 6-man rush. Barnett fumbles the snap, ranging back, picks it up and rolls to his right. Barnett up the sideline. Barnett going for the marker. He's got it. A flag is down on the play, but what a Houdini act by Kay Barnett to somehow grab that snap and find a way to the sideline to find some running room. If it stands, Barnett's got a first down. We've known Cabe can use his legs. We saw that a little bit from him last year, even though he only got a scarce amount of playing time behind Ren Heffley. The penalty is declined. It is a first down for HINDS. So they will set the ball at the 45-yard line. So a critical pickup for Kay Barnett and the HINDS Eagles. as they propel the drive forward. Clock at 12:24 remaining here in the first quarter, opening drive of the game. Barnett will feed the back. Upfield, and a couple of Rangers will bring down the ball carrier at the 40. Keon Cunningham in on the stop along with Camp Shepard. Second down upcoming as Jarrell Boyd once again plows his way forward. Boyd remains the back. Two wide receivers split to the near side. On the give, Boyd bounces to the right edge. Boyd makes the cut upfield, got by Charles Thomas, got the first down as well, and another first down picked up. The HINDS Eagles in rhythm right now in the early first quarter. Kay Barnett not trying to look like a slouch on his return visit to Northwest Mississippi. He certainly doesn't look it now. Paige Anders in the defense trying to find a way to put a dent in this momentum. It is first down from the 34. Barnett in the pistol. One back, two receivers. Barnett, play action, has time to throw, standing tall, rolls to his left, points at a receiver, lets one go toward the end zone. Three Rangers out there, the pass is incomplete. Ranger defensive backs did a good job in a group project there, right on the edge of the end zone. Jamarlin Green was back there, along with a couple of others, including L.J. Shumpert. And I believe Keyshawn Davila was the third man coming in to make sure that ball never got to the hands of the intended target. Long throw that time. Bound for Tyrell Pollard, the former Northwest Ranger. Second down. Shotgun snap. It's high. It's still fed to the back. Up the middle for a couple of yards. This will be a gain of about 4 on the play. As Boyd gains a little bit of ground. Clock rolling under 11 minutes to play in the first quarter. Northwest right now backpedaling on defense. HINDS with the momentum. The Eagles in their maroon helmets and pants and white uniforms. Northwest in their powder blue helmets, red uniforms, and white pants. Kay Barnett, the signal caller, feeds the back once again. Boyd up the middle, wiggles by one guy, and then lost a shoe on his way down. Keon Cunningham, whose name we've said a couple of times, makes the tackle. Keon's bound to have a great year. 5 tackles in the opening contest, 1 for loss and 1 pass breakup in that contest against Gulf Coast. And he is trying to fill some big shoes left by the likes of Sam Brumfield, who's in action now for Middle Tennessee. He's already gotten some playing time in their first 2 games. Fourth down and short for HINDS. They come up close to the line of scrimmage. Wildcat. Northwest might have snuffed it out. This is going to be close. It's going to depend on a measurement. Tristan Shorter and Dylan Buller look like they came in on the tackle. It was a Wildcat snap to Jaden Reed, who's 6 feet tall, 240 pounds. Out of Lafayette High School. Are they going to measure this is the question. Northwest is pointing as though they stopped them, and they did. Good grief, Paige Anders. What a stop on defense for the red, white, and blue. Northwest will get the football, having stopped HINDS on fourth down in short yardage at their own 25. So a drive that lasted more than 5 minutes ends with nothing for the HINDS Eagles. This is Keegan Patterson's opportunity to show better than he showed last week against a Gulf Coast defense that seemed to have his number. Northwest did pile up 294 yards of total offense, but the freshman signal caller completed only 11 passes. Patterson from the pistol with a bubble motion behind him. Fakes the handoff, throws wide to the left side, make it the right side. Coming upfield, his receiver, getting out to about the 30-yard line that time, was Kyler Hutton, his most trusted target, Hutton's 5th catch of the season. 4 catches for 36 yards for the Clinton High School product, who also ran track at the high school level. You'll see that in his play. So Patterson with an easy throw presented to him, takes it on the first drive offensively, and his first snap. Tight formation now, Derek Harden in motion. Over to the right side. Screen throw, dropped. Janoris Hobson was the intended target. May have heard a little bit of footsteps there from the defense for HINDS. We've got a HINDS player down momentarily, looks to be cramping. Willie Miller got to his feet quickly enough to be involved again. Tight formation, 2 wide set this time for Northwest, and they jumped. Right tackle Cameron Pascal, I believe, the offending party. So this will drive Northwest further back. Instead of having 3rd and about 4, it'll be 3rd and 9. And Willie Miller is down again for HINDS, being attended to by a trainer. So we've got timeout on the field for the present time. Beautiful sunset here in Senatobia. Pink splash sky. Great night for football. Pretty much a windless evening. And just a little bit below 80 degrees. We're going to stay right here for the time being and see what happens to Northwest on this 3rd and 9 opportunity from their own 25-yard line. Their own 26-yard line, as a matter of fact. 4 wide set for Keegan Patterson in the gun. 4-man defensive front is what HINDS shows presently. Cam Young is the back in the backfield off the left hip of Patterson. He'll clap his hands and take the snap. Patterson dropping to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's got room to run, and he'll take it. Patterson out across the 30, the 35, 40. Here goes Keegan Patterson down the sideline. He's to midfield. A huge pickup for Keegan Patterson, a 25-yard run and a first down for the Rangers. That's an outstanding effort to make something out of nothing by Keegan Patterson, who saw his guys covered and made a different decision. On first down, a throw to his right, a diving attempt made on the catch, and they will rule it a catch, as a matter of fact, for Jarnoris Hobson. Grab number 3 on the season after dropping the screenplay thrown his way a moment ago. Hobson and the Rangers can do a little bit more through the air this week than they did last week, only 151 yards passing last week. They had a bunch of chunk plays. Again, 6 completions last week of 15-plus yards. They were certainly able to find holes in Gulf Coast coverage, but they've got to do it a little more consistently. Second down now inside enemy territory at the 46. Tight formation except for one wide receiver, split way to the far side. Bubble motion out to the left. Patterson, the give. Cam Young trying the left side, spins away from one tackler, can't get away from the next. Kelby Holmes, the linebacker, eventually cleaning up. Makes it third down at the 45. Rangers last week against Gulf Coast were just 2 for 12 on their third downs. They've already converted 1 today. Patterson from the gun. D. Petit, the freshman out of South Panola, is off his right hip as the running back. DJ Harden, I should say Josh Humes, is the tight end who will split out to the slot left side. The snap. Patterson to throw. Pressure coming from his backside. He felt it and he gets away. Rolling to his left, looking to extend the play. He's not going to get to the marker. An incredible defensive effort that time for Kelby Holmes, who comes up from his linebacker spot with a 1v1 tackle about 2 yards short of the first down. So this is decision time for Stan Hill in the offense. They will keep the offense in play. Derek Harden, who goes by DJ, will check in. He'll be on the left side of the offensive line. Kyler Hutton, along with Rashard Daniels, split to the near side. Hutton in motion. Play action rollout. Patterson looking to his right, firing, and has a man. Caught at the 25 and held on to the football despite being hit pretty hard. Rashard Daniels with the grab and another big conversion for the Northwest offense. 6.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter, and Daniels makes a terrific catch to propel Northwest forward inside the 30. Starting at the 26, ball on the right hash, the near hash. 2 wide set, 3 in the backfield. Patterson, play action, swing route, out to the wide side. Daniels upfield and knocked off his feet by a HINDS defender. Tackle by Zach Andrews, who came up big last week. Andrews, out of Noxubee County, 5 tackles and a tackle for loss in the opener against Northeast. Second down and about 6 to come. Ball on the 22-yard line for Northwest. First offensive possession of the game for Keegan Patterson in front of the home crowd. Tight end motions left to right. Patterson fakes the handoff, fires over the middle. This is incomplete. He had DJ Harden rambling toward the goal line, but threw it around his ankles. Ball must have slipped out of Patterson's hands. That might have been a Ranger touchdown, if not for that. Patterson finished 11 for 25 last week, so plenty of passes that did not go the way he wanted them to. Also threw 3 picks. Got to be a little careful here with points potentially in the making on third down from the 26-yard line. Not certain this is within Jackson Usselton's range, but it's at least close enough to make it interesting. Patterson takes the snap, looks left, fires toward the marker. He's got his man. The man's got the catch. Kyler Hutton along the sideline. The question is, will he be marked with first down yardage? Line judge spotted that at about the 17-yard line, and they will roll the clock forward. This will be fourth down and short. The line to gain being the 16. Ball got there right when it needed to. Hutton able to snare it and dive toward the marker outside. Tackled out of bounds on that play by Janari Powell. You've got Hutton on the far side, and you've got Janoris Hobson on the near side. Hutton and Hobson now lined up twins to the boundary, the short side of the field. Double tight ends, Harden and Dabney to the right. The handoff, and the play is blown dead just as D. Petit was getting the carry on fourth down. That looked like it was going to work, but a false start called. Brutal break for the Ranger offense. Now becomes 4th and long. And this is the first opportunity of the contest for Jackson Usselton, the Hernando native, who went 0 for 3 in his field goals last week. Chance to make his first one at the college level here. It'll be from just inside the 30-yard line. So it'll be a 39-yard attempt for Usselton. From the left hash, Shade Foster, the holder. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it will split the uprights. Jackson Usselton answers the bell, and the Rangers are on the board 3-0 here with 4:22 remaining here in quarter number 1. Back in a moment on Ranger TV.
As a hometown bank, Bank First is proud to offer top-notch banking products with perks that support local businesses and people who support their communities. We believe our towns, no matter the size, deserve the best products and the best customer service, an experience we all deserve. We're hometown banking at its best. Do you bank with us? You should.
A new year means new ambitions, and you can count on Cannon Motors of Mississippi to make your goal a reality. With options to fit every taste and budget, now's the time to find the quality Chevy vehicle you deserve. The inventory at Cannon Chevrolet of Oxford is going fast, so don't wait. Come see.
Guys, beautiful. Picturesque night for football here in Mississippi. Northwest leading 3-0 over HINDS. First quarter, 4:22 remaining, as Shade Foster will send it away, make it Jackson Usselton who will boot that one back toward the goal line, where it'll be received, I believe, by Jarrell Boyd. Boyd up the middle, out to the right side, across the 20, and then knocked off his feet. A great whirling tackle that time by the special teams unit of Northwest. Quay Ragsdale on the stop. That sent Jarrell Boyd spinning like a top to the ground. So HINDS, after going on 4th down and 1 for it, didn't get it on their first drive of the contest, turned the ball over deep in Ranger territory. Will now get it with 4:17 to play. This drive will start from their own 24-yard line. Barnett, again, the signal caller in the gun. He'll feed Jarrell Boyd. That's his favorite thing to do right now. Boyd escapes one tackle, but is not going to get away from Damanye Lacey, because Damanye Lacey's 6'5", 250 pounds. You generally don't escape from those kinds of people. But Boyd has looked very spry in the early going. Has shown the burst that he's known for out of the backfield. There is a flag down. The officials talking this over on the far side. Going to give us a ruling here in a minute. This sounds like a personal foul called, and I believe it was on Demanye Lacey, the man who made the tackle. It is a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down, according to Bradley McNeely, the referee. So that will put HINDS in position to have a fresh set of downs a little bit further forward. 4:05 to go here in the first quarter. K. Barnett in the gun. 41-yard line in his own territory will be the spot. And now they will move the chain gang forward. Chain gang takes a little while. It's early season action for the chain gang as well. They're not yet in midseason form. Can't be too hard on them. Shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 2 of them stacked to the left side in the slot. Barnett firing deep down the right side. This one is nowhere close to a receiver. A little miscommunication there. I think the receiver ran a comeback route, and Barnett thought he had him all the way down the sideline. That was Malachi Townsend, who had disconnection with Barnett. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Once again, they'll stack the receivers close together in the slot, near side. 4 wide set, 1 back. The handoff goes to Boyd. Boyd to the right side, and whirling his way in from his defensive back spot once again, Charles Thomas in run support. It's an excellent job by the veteran. Thomas has been around these parts for a while. 3 games played last year, got hurt. But in his Ranger career entering this year, 26 tackles and an INT. Already had 2 in week 1. Trying to come up big on 3rd down here in week 2. Northwest might have jumped, an offside flag goes down. Pass thrown out to the wide side of the field. This is incomplete. Pass that time out of Barnett's hands, intended for McCarty Johnson, who's got a ton of speed. Did not find him that time, but I believe the offside is going to put it again in Barnett's hands for 3rd down. Rangers, not really a penalty-inclined team. Remember, only 3 in week 1, I should say. So strange to see it here affect them twice in the same drive. Jalen Nickelberry running into the game on the defensive line for Northwest. 3rd and short. Barnett from the gun, gives to Boyd. Boyd to the left side of the line. 2 Rangers there, but he drags a couple of tacklers. And unfortunately, this looks like it's going to be a chain-moving play as Jarrell Boyd able to propel himself forward despite the best efforts of the Northwest Rangers. Jalen Johnson and Dylan Bullard were both there with the hope of stopping him. They have officially set the football very close to the first down line at the 49, and they will rule it now a first down. The defensive front right now, Johnson along with Tyler Farrow and Rod Daniels. The 3-man front. And they'll add a 4th to it. That's what Jalen Nickelberry is doing. On first down, trying the middle with more men in there than the previous play. That's an interesting call. Out of the hands of Kelly Murphy, who's the offensive coordinator for the HINDS Eagles. He's been at HINDS for ages, since 2008. Trying to help Larry Williams' club out to another good season. 2nd down, Twins to the right. Shotgun for Barnett. Claps his hands, takes the snap. Play action fake. Barnett standing tall in the pocket, pulls it down, runs to his left. Barnett being chased, and he's going to be wrestled down to the turf, shy of the line of scrimmage. 3rd down upcoming. The line to gain remains the 39-yard line in Northwest territory. A gain of maybe 1 on the play, not officially a sack, as Dylan Bullard comes up with a stop. A change of personnel in and out. Barnett has used his legs a couple of times already tonight, and his arm just a little bit. 3rd down, still about 6 to go. Northwest looks like they're going to bring pressure, and they're playing man. Pressure comes. Barnett steps up. Look out! Dylan Bullard with a pile driver, and it's going to force 4th down. First sack of the year for Bullard and company, and the Rangers force 4th down and long. Ball now at the 48-yard line of HINDS as Barnett was sacked with that delayed pressure from Bullard, coming late but getting him right in the pocket. 4th down. Play clock at 4, and Upback was running on late, and now we have a timeout taken by Larry Williams because they couldn't get the special teams unit working in concert. So with 49 seconds to play, there is timeout on the field. Northwest on top 3-0 over the visiting HINDS Eagles here at Senatobia's Bobby Franklin Field. Great to be with you tonight on Ranger TV. I'm Tyler Springs. We'll hold right here for a moment as HINDS gets themselves set up for the 4th down. Now, punting was an adventure in week 1 for them. Remember, they averaged 19 yards per punt in the stats. JUCO stats, sometimes you never know. But 19 yards per punt with a long of 33 is not the way you want to go. And is it Cullen Cox out there, or is it Tanner Hollingsworth? Let's see. It is Tanner Hollingsworth, the kicker, who is doing the punting this evening. He's got a 3-man protection unit standing about 7 yards back of the line of scrimmage. But Northwest, no doubt, is going, or at least looks as though they are going for the block on this. Keyshawn Davila standing deep at his own 15-yard line. Northwest will rush. It's just a muddled rush. The punt from Hollingsworth bounds at about the 26-yard line and kicks sideways out of bounds. So Northwest will get the football there. That's about a 26-yard punt officially from Tanner Hollingsworth, who's stepping in for Cullen Cox, who I believe suffered an injury in week 1. Wasn't sure if he was going to play tonight. We hope the best for Cox, but Hollingsworth doing his best there. Might have mishit it a little bit, but a 26-yard punt is what you can get right now for Larry Williams. So Keegan Patterson back to work with 41 seconds to play in the first quarter from his own 27. Man in motion, right to left. Patterson fakes the handoff. Uh-oh, problems with the exchange. Ball was on the deck. I think it was recovered ultimately by the quarterback. Northwest lucky to come up with that one. 2nd down upcoming. The only fumble by Northwest last week happened on a running back quarterback exchange when Shade Foster could not put it effectively in the belly of D. Petit. Patterson on 2nd down and long, south of the sticks. Keeps it himself. Quarterback run up to the 30-yard line. Got shouldered down there by the HINDS defense, but a good fake there helps out the Northwest Rangers. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 when we come back. The line to gain will be the 37-yard line. This is Ranger football. The first quarter is over. They'll flip sides of the field. Northwest on top of
icon Trace Adkins in concert. Somewhere in America tour. Saturday, September 16th, the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. The party you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale now at HeindelCenter.org.
Where the country girls at.
New album available now.
Ones that like to dance.
Trace Adkins, Somewhere in America.
Nobody.
Shorts, reels, tweets, you name it, we're on it. Your stories deserve to be told, and we've got the best storytellers right in your community, focused on taking action for you. Action News 5. Find us, well, anywhere.
Everyone's
starting the second quarter here at Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia. Northwest Mississippi football leading 3-0. 3rd down and about 7 to go. The line to gain is their own 37-yard line. Keegan Patterson, the Longmont, Colorado native, is the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Xavier Davis, the back beside him, off his left hip. Patterson takes the snap and drops, looking long, firing down the sideline. He's got a man open. The catch is made, but out of bounds. A great grab by J.D. Ferguson, but he could not tap the toes, and it is incomplete. Heck of an effort by Ferguson, the freshman out of Lee County, Georgia. But could not keep himself in bounds. Almost a perfect throw from Patterson to lead his receiver down the field. And he just misses what would have been at least a 30-yard completion. That brings in the punting unit with Shade Foster. Foster, as we mentioned, last year's kicker, averaging 37 yards. Averaged 41 yards in week 1 against Gulf Coast. Also had his career-long 58-yarder. We'll see if he can get a friendly roll here. McCarty Johnson, the returner. 14:47 to play in the second quarter, and HINDS will take over. Down to the 40-yard line in their own territory. This is Roman Mueller at quarterback now for HINDS, and we have, I believe, timeout taken by Northwest as Paige Anders saw the switch of quarterback and wanted to make an adjustment. So with 14:47 to play here in quarter number 2, things pause here at Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia. Paige Anders wanted to talk things over. This was a really interesting game last year. If you remember in week 2, Northwest went down and played at Raymond, and they were blowing out HINDS at halftime. But things tend to change. Northwest led 24-0 at the break. HINDS made a furious comeback in the final 20 minutes. They scored 2 touchdowns with Jeffrey Pittman and 2 others. Michael Lott making a 26-yard grab with 18 seconds to go. That would get them within 3 points, but HINDS could not pull off the comeback victory. It ended up being a 31-28 Northwest victory. A squeaker from what looked like a blowout at the half. We'll see how this game turns out as well. A long way to go. Roman Mueller takes his first snap in week 2. Mueller, time to throw, firing down the seam. This is incomplete. Double coverage that way, and here comes a flag late from the back judge. The intended target running down the seam that time was flanked by a pair of Ranger defensive backs. I believe that was L.J. Shumpert in coverage along with Keyshawn Davila. Davila is the one most vehemently disagreeing with the call, but I'm not sure his words are going to have any effect on Bradley McNeely. They call it on Davila. The pass was intended that time for Jamar Grace, the leading receiver. It's a big penalty that helps out HINDS in a big way, moves the ball up to the 45 in Ranger territory. Shotgun snap, the ball fed to the back. Boyd up the middle, Boyd leaning forward, and he's going to push across the 40-yard line down to the 39. Jamarlin Green on the stop for Northwest, brings up second down and about 4 to go, maybe 5 to go. A long 4, if you will. Roman Mueller, 6'1", 205-pounder, transferred from the University of Houston. Takes the snap, feeds, Boyd, ankle tackled, close to the line of scrimmage. Just wrapped him up around the legs. Rod Daniels, among other Rangers, helping out in the cause. So it brings up 3rd down and 4. The line to gain is the 35-yard line in Ranger territory. Three wide receivers set now for HINDS. Mueller drops the throw and rolls to his right. Mueller, pressure coming at him. Is he going to get away? Yes, escapes 2 Rangers, rushes toward the 40-yard line. Is going to be spun down, I think, just shy of the 35. This is going to depend on the spot. Solid escape by Roman Mueller that time. It is going to be 4th down, just shy of the markers at the 36. HINDS has been here before. They tried their first drive to get a first down in short yardage like this with a wildcat set from from Jaden Reed. Will they do the same here? It looks like they will. Mueller stays in the game at quarterback, though. 2 wide receivers. Mueller on the give. Running back slipped. I think could be marked down in the backfield. Are they going to say that he was down back there? Yes, they will. Bradley McNeely's pointing to a spot behind the line of scrimmage. And again, for the second time in this football game, 4th and short does not go Hines' way. A turnover on downs. So possession flips at the Northwest 39 and brings Keegan Patterson and company back out to play. First down for Patterson from the gun. 3 wide receivers set. He deals left side. Derek Harden split out as a solo wide receiver fighting for extra yardage. Got about 6 on the play. Harden provides a big target when split out that way along the near sideline, and he makes the catch. Harden with really big shoes to fill following the departure of Kevin Diaz from last year's team, now at Arkansas State. Patterson on second down will roll to his right, going to throw that way as well. Has a man sitting on the marker. He's got it. First down and more into Hines territory. Nice connection there between Hobson and Patterson for the first down for the Rangers. Northwest with first down in enemy territory. The first down handoff, a run off right guard, and a short gain for Cam Young. Young, one of 2 talented backs who last year, along with Xavier Davis, played behind Caden Betts and Jamarian Bracey. Benji Parker is rarely at a loss for running backs, and not this year either. Second and long. Heavy pistol set. Patterson, throw out wide. Finds a man. Upfield cut inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line. Bry Abram, who Stan Hill said has D.T. Sheffield-like qualities on the catch. And that is Abram's first catch as a Ranger. Senatobia native, 5'9", 170 pounds. He's got that kind of quick twitch, much like D.T. Sheffield. A high compliment. Third down and short. Patterson pass, batted at the line. Knocked down that time by Travell Vivians for the Hines defense. So 4th down and short upcoming at the 36. The line to gain is going to be the 33-yard line. They're going for it. Keegan Patterson testing the defense here. It might just be a phantom call to try and see if they'll jump. Hines massing 4 guys along the defensive line. 4 wide set, 2 by 2. Left hash. Patterson drops. Pressure. Up the middle. He'll scramble for the first down. He's got it. Patterson with a stiff arm dives across the 35. Keegan Patterson showing off the athletic ability. Finds room for first down yardage on a quarterback draw. I don't think they drew it up that way, but the rush came, the blocking held, and Patterson said, I've got this. This is a kid who, as a high schooler, piled up 846 rushing yards in his last season at quarterback. He's got some wheels. Patterson, play action fake, thrown out wide to Abram. Abram cuts inside. Abram inside the 20 and tackled just shy of the 15. If not for a solid bring down there from Walter Owens, Abram might have taken that one to the house. Second down and short now. Second and 1 from the 19. Patterson feeds. Young up the middle. Young makes a cut, knocked off his feet. Cam Young to the 11-yard line where it'll be first down for the Rangers. Not yet first and goal, but close. Young will be again the back in the pistol. 3 wide set. Young gets the carry, working left side. Now he's going to be stood up by a tackler. Solid read from the defensive front for Hines that time. Stopped by Preston Clendenin. So Young knocked for a loss of 2. So the West Point, Mississippi native unable to get that series started on a good note. And we have a player down for Hines. Zynaris Haynes from the defensive line looks to be the one being attended to with 9:27 here to play in quarter number 2. Been an interesting game so far. Neither side with a touchdown. But a 3-0 Northwest lead on a 39-yard field goal from the freshman Jackson Usselton, the first successful field goal attempt of his college career. The kind of confidence-building kick you need, especially from kickers in the first year in the program. The defensive lineman who is being tended to, Zynaris Hayes, now on his feet and walking off mostly under his own power to the HINDS sideline. Good to see. 9:26 to play until halftime. Second down behind the chains for the red, white, and blue clad Northwest Ranger offense. From the near hash, left side. The back is D. Pertine off the left hip of Patterson. Tight end motion left to right. Patterson, rush coming. Ball fed to Pertine. Angling for the wide side of the field. He's going to the corner. He's to the 5, and he'll be bounced out of bounds down there. D. Pertine, at 5'11", 200 pounds, has some good balance and used it there to stay up as long as he could. It'll bring up third down and about 4 to go, because if the Rangers get to the 1-yard line, they'll pick up a first down. 3 wide set. They're going to work quickly. Patterson from the pistol. Feeds the ball again. Pertine knocked off his feet, and I think it was behind the line of scrimmage. So this is going to bring up fourth down and about 3 yards to go from the 5. Make it fourth maybe and 4 from the 5-yard line. And they will bring out Jackson Usselton. So Benji Parker will try and take the points here with a short field goal try. Usselton this time from the right hash. Foster the holder. Helms the snap. The kick is good. Jackson Usselton, the freshman, is 2 for 2, and Northwest leads 6-0 over the HINDS Eagles. 8:06 to play here in the second quarter. Back with more in a moment from Senatobia.
As a hometown bank, Bank First is proud to offer top-notch banking products with perks that support local businesses and people who support their communities. We believe our towns, no matter the size, deserve the best products and the best customer service, an experience we all deserve. We're hometown banking at its best. Do you bank with us? You should.
A new year means new ambitions, and you can count on Cannon Motors of Mississippi to make your goal a reality. With options to fit every taste and budget, now's the time to find the quality Chevy vehicle you deserve. The inventory at Cannon Chevrolet of Oxford is going fast, so don't wait. Come see us and check a new Chevy Traverse or Chevy Impala off your list. And remember, when the smoke clears, nobody beats a Cannon deal. Nobody.
55-yard drive for Northwest, lasting a little less than 4 minutes. Brings home a Jackson Usselton field goal from 22 yards out for a 6-0 lead for Northwest over HINDS. The kickoff fielded at the 5-yard line by Jarrell Boyd. Boyd out to the 25 and brought down by a pair of Rangers right there. HINDS will take over at the 8:01 mark here in the second quarter with the ball spotted on the near hash, the right hash, at their own 25. They have punted once and turned the ball over on fourth down and short yardage in Ranger territory twice on their previous possessions. It is Roman Mueller at quarterback rather than Cade Barnett after Barnett was replaced after the second drive. First down, handoff, piling his way forward this time. The back for HINDS, I believe that time it was a carry by the heavy back, Jaden Reed, who's at 6 feet, 240 pounds, a load to bring down. Sun has fully set here in Northwest Mississippi. Lights on at Bobby Franklin Field for the home opener. The snap, shotgun snap goes over the head of Mueller. He can only dive on it down at the 15-yard line. A huge loss that time on a botched snap from Cameron Williams, the freshman center from Clinton. Good snapping. Hard to come by, particularly at this time of year. That was clear last week between Northwest and Mississippi Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast had 3 or 4 snaps like that were hard to recover. Mueller gets prepared in the gun. 4 wide on 3rd and forever. The line to gain is the 35-yard line. Ball spotted at the 15. Northwest defense has Davila dropping along with Ruffin. Throw down the right sideline. This is into the Ranger bench. Nowhere close. Good coverage that time from Fred Adams, the freshman defensive back who was man-to-man with Tyrell Pollard, the former Ranger. This will be a punt opportunity oncoming. Turnover on downs, punt. Turnover on downs, punt. The pattern right now for the Eagles of HINDS, who have been held scoreless by the Northwest defense. Hollingsworth looking to kick it away from his own goal line and does. Fred Adams trying to field it at his own 50, gets away from it. And this one will roll across midfield and pause at the 46. That's where Northwest will take over with 6 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. Going to be their best starting field position of the evening. And to be honest, the drives had not lasted all that long for HINDS, so Keegan Patterson barely time to rest, review what's happened on the previous drives. Got to go back out there and call the offense, which I bet if you ask him, he loves to do. Patterson from the pistol. Claps his hands, takes the snap. Feeds his back. Xavier Davis works to his right. Bounces outside off a one tackler. Spins away from another guy. Working for a first down. He's got it. Into HINDS territory. Xavier Davis with a weaving run along the right side, showing off the moves. Clock rolling, just under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter as Davis, the uber-talented athlete, helping the Rangers to positive yardage to begin the drive. Patterson calls out a check with his offensive line. The tight end, Derek Harden, offset to the right. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Tight end motion, right to left now. Patterson takes the snap, play action. Looking left, pumps once, fires that way. The pass is caught just inside the 35-yard line. A diving grab made there, and an excellent play by J.D. Ferguson. Pass came a little bit short out of the hands of Ferguson, or I should say out of the hands of Patterson. But Ferguson hangs on to make the grab. Great to have a big rangy receiver like Ferguson, listed at 5'11", 185 pounds, but has pretty long arms. Second down and short now. Tight end motion to the right. Patterson takes it, fakes, has time, sets up, lets one go deep. Down the sideline right, he's got Abram. It's overthrown. Good-looking ball, but threw it about 3 yards too far, crossing the sideline. Otherwise, he actually would have had Rashard Daniels open down there inside the red zone. Northwest already one trip to the Wade Incorporated green zone tonight when they converted a 22-yard Jackson Usselton field goal to stretch their lead from 3 points to 6. Now third down. Could be 4-down territory for Benji Parker's club. Third and short. They're at the 35. The line to gain is the 33. Up the middle. Not much doing. And I believe marked short of the yard to gain. This will bring on the punt team. Benji Parker not thrilled with the execution there on third and short. So Shade Foster will try and pin the Eagles deep. This could be theoretically fake territory, but I think HINDS is ready for that. Foster rolling to his right. Sends it that way. Line drive will bound at the 10-yard line, crossing it. Flipped out toward the 2-yard line and stopped just there. That's excellent special teams play. Patrick Helms, the long snapper, was down there trying to cover it, and I believe it was eventually down inside the 5 by Jack Johnson. Outstanding work in the special teams group as Shade Foster rolled out to his right and tried to lightly pitch that one down inside the 10. The kick from the 15 was hard, but the kick team giving chase ran even harder. Back to Kay Barnett, who's in the shotgun in the shadow of his own goalposts. Barnett trying to get the Hinds offense going somewhere. Boyd, the carry, stood up right at the goal line. Tyler Farrow was there to meet him. I don't want to meet Tyler Farrow anywhere it doesn't have lights. 6'5", 275 pounds. He'll block out all the light in the room. And Boyd barely got out of pay dirt there and escaped the safety. Saw a safety from Dude Person in the home opener last year for Northwest. Hinds up against it right here on second down from their own 1. Barnett from the gun, takes the snap, looks to throw, fires deep down the middle, got a man out there. This is incomplete. No pass interference called. There was a bump from Keyshawn Davila delivered to the receiver, Jamonte Wallace, but not enough of one to deserve the flag. So we have 3rd down and 10 from their own 1-yard line. Change of personnel as Daniels and Lacey get back in there along the defensive front. DJ Burgess in as well. Shorter, Cunningham, and Bullard, the backers. Camp Shepard in at nickel. The snap. Barnett feeling the pressure. Has to roll to his left. Throws out of the end zone. Incomplete. He was throwing for the back, Jarrell Boyd, who would have caught it on a dive at the 2-yard line had he hung on. But that pass fell at his feet. Dylan Bullard in coverage, and it forces a 4th down. Hinds still in trouble here, given that they're going to have a truncated snap going back to Tanner Hollingsworth, the kicker, who is taking on punting duties in the absence of Cullen Cox. 3:13 to go, and this could very easily go wrong for Hinds if they're not careful. Max protect on the punt. Northwest with Keyshawn Davila, rather Fred Adams standing back at his own 30. The ball is away, but it's a shank punt off the side of his foot. This will bound at the 16-yard line, go forward to the 19. So they gained ultimately about 17 yards on that punt from Tanner Hollingsworth. Northwest will set up inside the Hinds red zone following the punt with 3:04 remaining here in the second quarter. Ball officially at the 20 for Northwest. If they don't make hay here, they're committing the same mistakes they committed against Gulf Coast, which is not capitalizing when the opposition gives you an opportunity. 3:04 remaining in the second quarter. Northwest on top of Hinds, 6-0 here at Franklin Field in Senatobia. Northwest, after a shanked punt, will start at the 20-yard line in Hinds territory. Keegan Patterson in the gun. Fakes the handoff. Swing route out to the right side. Caught, making one man miss and making a second man miss, the wide receiver for Northwest. Great set of moves by DeAndre Pullen to gain a couple of yards, the pickup officially of 2. Pullen, the freshman, 5'7", 165 pounds. Hey, that's my size. Out of Flora, Mississippi. Don't get it twisted, folks. I can't go out there and do that. Pullen looked very spry. 2:35 left in the half. Keegan Patterson free to take his time. 3 wide set with a back beside him. Patterson tried to hand off, kept the ball instead, but he didn't fool one defensive lineman, Deverick Woods. And Woods wraps him up for the sack. 3rd and long. This will be 3rd and 14 from the 24-yard line. I'm not sure how many options Stan Hill has on his play card for 3rd and 14. We'll see one here. Trips to the field side, the near side. And now timeout is called by, I believe, Larry Williams and the HINDS Eagles. So they're going to talk things over. Maybe an opportunity for Northwest to switch some personnel out. Jarnorris Hobson was the receiver on the far side that time. They also had Kyler Hutton in the formation along with, I believe, Will Dabney, who was split out as a big slot. So now a chance for the red, white, and blue to convene and come to a decision with 1:52 remaining here in the first half. It's been a pretty good first half of football if you're a Northwest fan, all things considered. Each team, believe it or not, right now with 6 first downs. Northwest with 138 yards gained, HINDS with 42. So here comes the Northwest offense with 3rd down from the far hash, the right hash. They'll go 4 wide. Patterson from the shotgun. Waits on the snap. He's got D. Petit off his right hip. Checks with the sideline. Speaks to his offensive line. Barking out the orders. Patterson readies. Holds his hands up. HINDS rushes 4. Patterson drops. Now steps up. Patterson going to run with it. Across the 15, across the 10. He's across the 5. He's going for the goal line. Patterson tackled at the 2. Heck of a carry for Keegan Patterson. Those are the wheels we've heard about. And it sets them up with 1st and goal. The best thing about that conversion for Keegan Patterson, it gets the clock rolling toward the end of the second quarter, so more than likely HINDS is not going to have time to have a drive of their own to answer to this one. 1st and goal. Patterson from the 2 in the gun. Hands off. Petit bowls his way forward. Petit ankle tackled at the 3. He's going to be down just short of the line of scrimmage. Travell Vivian's coming up with the stop for HINDS as the clock now will tick under a minute before the next snap. 2 wide receivers in formation right now for Northwest. Near side is Hutton. Far side is Hobson. And Petit once again the deep back. Dabney the blocking back in front. They hand off. Petit trying the left side. No, it's a rollout. Patterson throws. It's a touchdown. Will Dabney, the freshman. And just like that, with a little sleight of hand, Keegan Patterson connects for his first touchdown pass here at home. Jackson Usselton on for the extra point to make this a 13-0 lead. The kick is up, and it is true. Northwest 13, HINDS nothing with 47 seconds to play in the first half. Back with more from Senatobia in a moment.
Everyone's journey starts from a different place, but the path to your goals is always Northwest. Northwest Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways, so you can choose the training that's right for you. Need in-demand skills now with high-paying opportunities just around the corner? We can get you there. See a 4-year degree in your future, but need an efficient path to that dream? We can get you there too. Whatever your goals, we can help you become who you want to be. Find your path at Northwest.
Will Dabney breaks through with a 3-yard touchdown reception, a Cannon Motors touchdown, the first of the game for the Northwest Mississippi Rangers. They lead it 13-0 with 47 seconds to play here in the second quarter at Franklin Field in Senatobia. The kickoff coming from Jackson Usselton just inside the left hash. He'll boom it down to the goal line where it'll be taken in by Jarrell Boyd. Boyd across the 10, the 15, the 20, up the right side along the numerals, and he's going to be ripped off his feet just inside the 25-yard line. Nice special teams effort there by Northwest as the tackle's made by Savion Freeman, the defensive back out of Water Valley, Mississippi. So HINDS will not get a ton of time to work with as they go for their first score of the contest. They have been shut out through 1 quarter and 14 minutes, 20 seconds so far. But they'll get possession with 40 seconds to play. Ball spotted just inside the 25-yard line. Kay Barnett once again at quarterback. Barnett feeds the back. Boyd looking for the middle, and Boyd going to be pile-driven into the ground at about the 28-yard line. Demanye Lacey, who really stretches out those two number 44 numerals across the front of that jersey because he's so thick with the bring down. Second down. Flat pass out to the left side. Knocked off his feet, ranging for first down yardage, and I think he got it. Hustling back toward the umpire to try and get the ball set was the receiver McCarty Johnson, just his second catch of the year. 10 seconds to go. HINDS may not snap it again. I think Barnett's going to wait this one out. 13-0 going into the break here in Senatobia with a strong defensive effort and a Will Dabney touchdown reception. The Northwest Rangers on top of the HINDS Eagles through 30 minutes of action. Back with more in a moment from Senatobia.
We give it our all in the classroom and on the field, whether that's an early morning workout or all-nighter. We demand excellence and strive for perfection in everything we do.
I'm all in. Are you?
Nobody.
Country music icon, Trace Adkins, in concert. Somewhere in America tour. Saturday, September 16th, the HINDS Center for the Performing Arts. The party you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale now at HINDScenter.org.
Where the country girls at?
New album available now.
Ones that like to dance.
Trace Adkins, Somewhere in America.
Are you ready to give your valuable asset the care it deserves? At Dipsticks, we understand that your vehicle is more than just transportation. It's your freedom, your personality, and usually your first or second most valuable asset. That's why we prioritize your vehicle's health, treating it with the care it deserves. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing dependable work with attention to detail. When you choose Dipsticks, you're not just getting an oil change, you're getting peace of mind. Trust your valuable asset to the experts at Dipsticks. Dipsticks, come to us for a change.
Halftime here at Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia. Tyler Springs with you on Ranger TV. Not a bad first half for Benji Parker's side. Certainly better than what they got in week one against Mississippi Gulf Coast. A 13-0 lead for the Northwest Rangers over HINDS at the present time. Each side had 7 first downs in that first half, but the teams looked very differently. Total offense, HINDS 53 yards, Northwest 162 yards, even though the play count was relatively even. Northwest 33 snaps, HINDS with 30 in the contest. Keegan Patterson already with as many completions in one half tonight as he had last week in the entire game against Mississippi Gulf Coast. 11 of 16 for 79 yards throwing the football. He did have one touchdown, a 2-yard pass to Will Dabney near the end of the half to make it a 13-0 advantage. 2 Jackson Usselton field goals, one from 39 yards and one from 23 yards, supporting the Northwest Rangers. Those were the only scores of the contest. No interceptions thrown by either side, no fumbles lost by either side. Keegan Patterson right now, the leading rusher for Northwest, 6 carries, 64 yards gained. His longest was 23. Rashard Daniels has 2 receptions, as does Janoris Hobson, Jabriston Abram, and Kyler Hutton. McCarty Johnson is the only player who has caught a pass for the HINDS Eagles. 1 catch for 7 yards. Kay Barnett was the one who threw it to him. He's 1 for 6 passing. Roman Mula is 0 for 1. They have run the football extensively. Jarrell Boyd, their leading rusher, 8 carries for 28 yards on the evening. So far, good news for Northwest in the red zone where they are 2 for 2. Also 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions. Meanwhile, HINDS has gone 0 for 2 on their tries on 4th down and 3 of 8 on 3rd down. Northwest still has struggled on 3rd down where they are 2 for 8 in this contest. They've also had 5 penalties called against them for 47 yards. So not everything has been clean and pretty for Benji Parker, Paige Anders, and Stan Hill and their charges, but they are certainly performing better at this point in the contest than they did last week against Gulf Coast. We will see what the second half brings, but for now, we will step aside here at Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia, where it is Northwest 13 and HINDS nothing.
Taking action for you every day. Your stories deserve to be told, and we've got the best storytellers right in your community. Shorts, reels, tweets, and content that play out live on TV or in your hand. You name it, we're on it. Get those stories anywhere you are. Here, and of course, here. We're storytellers focused on Memphis, focused on taking action for you. Action News 5. Find us, well, anywhere.
Everyone's journey starts from a different place, but the path to your goals is always Northwest. Northwest Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways, so you can choose the training that's right for you. Need in-demand skills now with high-paying opportunities just around the corner? We can get you there. See a 4-year degree in your future, but need an efficient path to that dream? We can get you there too. Whatever your goals, we can help you become who you want to be. Find your path at Northwest.
Wade Incorporated began in 1909 in Greenwood, Mississippi. Over the past 100 years, our family-owned and operated company has grown to 12 locations throughout the state. We've served generations of farmers, helped the weekend warriors keep their land and food plots in check, and met hundreds of new customers along the way. We've seen a lot of things change over the years, but one thing has always stayed the same: a caring team that provides customers with excellent service on an unbeatable John Deere product. Wade Incorporated, your North Mississippi John Deere dealer, delivering service, solutions, and success since 1909.
Meet Jimmy Mundane. Jimmy wears the same outfit every day. Jimmy eats the same brown-bagged lunch every day. Jimmy does the same thing every single day. Introducing Fuel Rewards. Save at least 10 cents a gallon when redeeming. Bank First Perks, designed to help Jimmy live a little.
Handel Center for the Performing Arts at Northwest Mississippi Community College, where the stage is a canvas for storytelling, dream weaving, and discovery. This fall 2023 season, we're thrilled to present some of the finest entertainment in the Southeast, featuring powerhouse performances and conversations by world-renowned artists. Get ready to be blown away by classical concert pianist and keynote speaker Jade Simmons. Tap your feet to the tunes of country music legends like Trace Atkins, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Big and Rich. Experience the mesmerizing rhythms of Grammy-winning ensemble Third Coast Percussion. Sing along with American Idol favorite and songwriter Haley Reinhart. Unleash your inner rock star with One Vision of Queen featuring Mark Martell. Laugh out loud with the Wonder Bread Years with Pat Hazel. And groove to the beats with Stomp. Plus, warm your hearts this holiday season with a Charlie Brown Christmas and many more. Our Performing Arts Center is the place to be for shows, concerts, movies, and experiences that everyone in the family can enjoy. So sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the magic of the performing arts at Northwest Mississippi Community College's Handel Center for the Performing Arts. We can't wait to see you there.
Trace Atkins in concert. Somewhere in America tour. Saturday, September 16th, the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. The party you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale now at HindelCenter.org.
Where the country girls at?
New album available now.
Ones that like to dance.
Trace Atkins, Somewhere in America.
Nobody.
Shorts, reels, tweets, you name it, we're on it. Your stories deserve to be told, and we've got the best storytellers right in your community, focused on taking action for you. Action News 5. Find us, well, anywhere.
Everyone's journey starts from a different place, but the path to your goals is always Northwest. Northwest Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways. We can help you become who you want to be. Find your path at Northwest.
Back at halftime here in Senatobia, Mississippi, the Northwest Mississippi Rangers leading 13-0 over the HINDS Eagles here at Senatobia's Bobby Franklin Field. I'm Tyler Springs. Great to be with you here on Ranger TV. Solid first half for the Rangers, if not an explosive one, against these HINDS Eagles. Northwest leading 13-0 thanks to 162 yards of offense. Keegan Patterson showing that he can both throw and run very capably, something that I think people were a little bit uncertain of given the way he looked against Mississippi Gulf Coast. There was a lot that went into that performance that made it lackluster for Northwest. Among those things was the fact that they had to play basically on 1 day's notice after having the game been canceled on Thursday because of lightning and then rescheduled in an impromptu way on Friday to be played on Saturday. And that being a 5-hour road trip didn't help things either. Probably contributed to the way that they performed in that contest. But Patterson looking reasonably solid tonight. Hasn't thrown for a lot of yards necessarily. Has taken a couple of deep shots. Got a completion actually to J.D. Ferguson down the left sideline that would have gone for about 30 yards, but Ferguson could not tap the toes to stay inbounds along the left sideline. So the catch went as an incompletion. One of just 5 incompletions in that first half for Patterson. Defensively, Keon Cunningham leading the way with 5 tackles for Northwest. Tristan Shorter has 4, and he has a sack as well. Jamarlin Green has a tackle for loss. So those guys are helping out the cause in a big way. But once again, the ball's been spread around, 2 catches each for Rashard Daniels, Jarnoris Hobson, Brian Abram, and Kyler Hutton in this first half for the Northwest Rangers. The backs have been relatively even on carries. Xavier Davis with 2, Cam Young with 4, and Dee Petit with 3. So it'll be interesting to see if any one of those 3 guys shakes out to be kind of the lead dog in the second half on the sleigh, so to speak. Got about 5 minutes to go until the second half kicks off, and we'll get a chance to take a look around the rest of the MAC. We'll try and go live as different places have the ability to do that. Some places don't. Some places just send you to a video feed, and we can give you the update as best we get it on the video feed, but oftentimes we cannot get it any better than that. So, as things stand, third quarter action between Holmes and East Central. It's a tight one still. East Central leading that one 17-10 with about 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in that third quarter. So far, so good for East Central in Game 2 of the new era down there. So interesting look to see how they're going to fare as they go forward. Certainly showed out in Week 1 with a gigantic victory. Colin only leading Mississippi Delta 20-7 right now in the third quarter, and that is an interesting set of numbers side by side, given the way Delta was dominated in Week 1 and Colin came out swinging against the likes of East Mississippi. Devon Tott right now 11 of 19 for 110 yards passing, a touchdown and an INT. Johnny Daniels has 90 yards on the ground and a touchdown scored there as well. But Mississippi Delta with 3 different guys having thrown passes in that contest. It's keeping it relatively even. Thelamus Marshall, 0 for 5 throwing the football, but does have 7 carries for a team-high, 41 yards on the ground. Troy Griffin, 5 of 7 for 114 yards and a touchdown in that contest, as Delta's trying to surprise Colin with perhaps a hangover game. Coahoma leading 27-24 against Southwest Mississippi as the new era begins at Coahoma. They have 16 first downs already. Jackson Allen, 186 yards, a touchdown and an interception there. Quez Goss for Southwest Mississippi, 217 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions for Southwest in that contest. As we get to Northeast, they are leading Pearl River narrowly at the half, 12-3 in a low-scoring affair. Northeast right now has 143 yards passing on 8 completions from Justin Kowalik. Dustin Allison, meanwhile, is 8 of 22 for 61 yards for the run-focused Pearl River Wildcats. And lastly, Itawamba and Gulf Coast right now. Itawamba losing that one at the break, 22-0 against Gulf Coast, the team that Northwest saw last week. Itawamba now under the leadership of Travis Macon. Gulf Coast right now has 217 yards passing and a touchdown through the air from Eli Anderson, whom Northwest saw more than enough of last week. Jamari Thompson with 11 carries for 27 yards on the ground. And the reigning National Player of the Week in JUCO football, Jay Dupree, 7 catches, 91 yards already for the Bulldogs down in Perkinston. So we'll see how things proceed from here. Northwest and HINDS about 2 minutes away from getting kicked off here in the second half. We'll keep things right here as that clock rolls forward. And if you're a Northwest fan, please take a look at nwccrangers.com. Brian Lentz and Brian Oakley put a ton of work into that site, including a Senatobia to Saturdays post where it'll let you watch all the former Rangers who are in action. Great to see so many of those guys making an impact at the FCS and FBS levels. Seen a lot of DT Sheffield, seen a fair amount of Sam Brumfield as well for Washington State and Middle Tennessee State, respectively. And you can check out their post for more action on how those guys are doing at the next level. 24 guys that I counted up this week who've all already seen some action for Northwest in terms of Ranger alums. Quinzavius Warren's played in 3 games for Jacksonville State. Tank Pearson doing well up there at Ohio. He's already got 4 tackles in 3 games. Dude Person has seen 2 games of action for Central Arkansas, and they're playing North Dakota State this week. That ought to be a big one. BJ Washington, 2 games played already for Jackson State. Had 4 tackles in the win for them over Southern. EJ Mason, 4 catches, 49 yards already for Samford across 2 games. Sam Brumfield, as we mentioned, 2 games played for Middle Tennessee. He's got 10 tackles. So fun to see all the Rangers who have graduated to the next level making a dent for their teams. East. HINDS set to kick off to begin the second half on what has become a windless Thursday night in Senatobia, Mississippi, but very pleasant. 70 degrees overcast. Hollingsworth will drive this one to the far numeral. It'll bounce at about the 18-yard line. It'll be picked up there by Xavier Davis. Davis jukes one man and gets tackled shy of the 30-yard line, down officially around the 26, 27, make it 28-yard line for first down for the Northwest Rangers. Keegan Patterson and company will come back out to work, leading 13-0. So with 14:56 to go in the third quarter, they'll start from their own 27 near hash. Shotgun snap once again for Patterson. Tight end in motion, right to left. He'll throw that way toward the left side. Hutton has a block. Hutton up the sideline inside the 40. Hutton spinning his way to the 45. He's going to need 3 Eagles on him to stop him from going forward. Big gain for Kyler Hutton right there a 20-yard reception, and a chain mover. Nice work by Hutton, who's been a really reliable target, especially on short, quick throws, where Keegan Patterson is looking more comfortable tonight, much more so than he was 5 days ago on Saturday down in Perkinston against Mississippi Gulf Coast. First down from the 45. Patterson from the pistol. Fakes the handoff, drops the throw. Lines one over the middle. This one's off the hands of the intended receiver and intercepted by HINDS. HINDS with it across the 50, across the 45, actually knocked off his feet at the 46-yard line. An interception on the tip ball for the HINDS Eagles. Janari Powell coming up with a turnover, the first of the game by Northwest. That might be the kind of energy-creating play that the HINDS Eagles need here early in quarter number 3, even less than a minute into the half. Went off the hands of the intended target there, and I didn't catch the number of the receiver who was on the end of that. But Patterson whistled it his direction. It hit him right in the hands, and unfortunately he could not haul it in, deflected into the hands of Janari Powell. So here is Kay Barnett and the HINDS offense working from the 45-yard line of Northwest. On first down, a play action. He'll drop to throw, looking, rambling to his right, being chased. Fires one away over toward the sideline. The pass is incomplete. Nearly intercepted on the back pedal by Camp Shepard, but he was falling out of play. It would not have counted as an interception even if he'd reeled it in. First time all night for HINDS starting in Northwest territory. Second down from the opposing 45. Barnett standing tall at 6'4" in his white and maroon uniform. Hands the ball off. Ranging for the left side, Jamarian Johnson. He had a stiff arm thrown when he was working his way toward the left sideline, that being his sideline. But a flag flew in near the end of the play. Could be for a face mask. Bradley McNeely, the referee, will convene briefly with his crew. This is a personal foul face mask against the defense for Northwest. So that will improve the field position significantly for Kay Barnett and the HINDS offense. Northwest, as we mentioned, only penalized 3 times last week, but they have been a fairly significant part of tonight's action. That is the 6th Northwest penalty. They're now up to about 60 penalty yards in this contest. Meanwhile, not a single foul called against HINDS. First down, Barnett with a handoff. Boyd over right tackle, knocked down just across the 25-yard line to the 24. Barnett with his tall, lanky form, no gloves, takes the shotgun snap again, feeds the ball to the back. Boyd inside the 15, inside the 10. Jarrell Boyd with a burst, and now it's 1st and goal for HINDS. The Eagles suddenly with little wind beneath their wings inside of the end zone. Barnett using tempo, working quickly. Hands off once again. Here comes Boyd, and here come tacklers to meet him. Stopped after a short gain. Keon Cunningham among the guys who are in there with him. Dylan Bullard helping out, and Devontae Lacey and Rod Daniels as well. Second down from the 12 officially. Barnett in the gun, trips to his left. McCarty Johnson, Jamar Grace, and Michael Lott that way. Solo wide receiver to the near side is Jamonte Wallace. Now Wallace will split in a little bit closer to the formation along the right side. Matched up one-on-one. Barnett looking his way. Throwing out of the backfield for the end zone. Boyd makes the catch the 1-yard line, and he is down there. Had Jarrell Boyd not had to dive to make that catch and lost his footing, it would have been a touchdown for sure for HINDS. As it is, it stands at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. So perhaps a break for Northwest if the defensive line can come together and bow up here. Heavy set. Barnett, handoff. Boyd met in the backfield and knocked off his feet. Camp Shepard flying in like a missile that time. Second down upcoming from the 3-yard line. You could tell at the very end of that Gulf Coast game last week that Camp Shepherd was getting really, really comfortable finding the play and getting to it. And there's no bigger time to do that than right now. Made a great tackle in the backfield. Shepherd, the freshman out of Tri-County Academy, trying to come up with a big play again. Second down. Handoff. Boyd. Shepherd again, keeping him out. Helped out that time by Ja'Cory Jones. Third down upcoming. Jones, the freshman out of Cleveland Central, trying to prove his mettle. Third down, another run, up the middle and stuffed. Nothing doing in the backfield. Dylan Bullard made sure of it. Conservative play calling for Hinds, and I get it. You don't get opportunities for points like this very often. But 3 runs into the middle of the line, and the offense could not make it work. Credit to the Northwest defense as well for coming up big. This is a 20-yard field goal attempt from Tanner Hollingsworth. He's 0 for 1 in the season. From the right hash, the snap is good. The hold, the kick is good. A line drive, but bent through by Tanner Hollingsworth, and now the Eagles close within a touchdown. I beg your pardon, they close within 10 at 13-3. The first points of the game for Hinds coming after a long drive from the Northwest 45 after the interception. Northwest still with a goal line stand to keep Hinds out of pay dirt. So it is 13-3 with 10:17 to play here in the third quarter. Kickoff upcoming, which means Northwest will have an opportunity here to return. Xavier Davis back deep, along with Bry Abram. It'll be Hollingsworth kicking off. Ball centered between the hashes. Hollingsworth puts the foot to it. Sent down the right hash marks. Fielded just inside the 10-yard line. Out to the 20, the 25, and stood up there. Forward progress going to be ruled at the 25-yard line officially with a solid special teams tackle on Bry Abram. Strong Northwest crowd on hand for the home opener this evening, giving their support vocally to the home side, leading by 10 with the ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Hopefully a better outcome in store this time for Keegan Patterson and company after the interception off the tip pass last time out. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. On the snap, Patterson fakes the screen pass, throwing long down the sideline. The pass is incomplete. Boy, there were 2 receivers out there, and it looked as though the pass was targeting K.D. Gibson, but also in the neighborhood there was J.D. Ferguson. So Northwest has got to get straight on who that pass was intended for, because you can't have both those guys in the same vicinity. There's only one football to go around. I like the little fake screen action they ran. They just couldn't quite get the look they wanted. From the pistol, second and long. Patterson looking to throw on play action. Patterson steps up. Patterson going to have to use his legs here. Works forward for a couple of yards out to the 31. So a gain of 6 on the play brings up 3rd down and 4. That's manageable. DJ Harden, the tight end, is slot to the right side this time in a 4-wide set. J.D. Ferguson to the left side wide. In the slot, D.D. Pullen. Patterson looks that way. He's got Ferguson, a little in route, wheels outside, and he's got the 1st down and more. Out across the 40-yard line. Nice work by J.D. Ferguson. just a little hitch or even a slight in-break, and then wheeled back toward the sideline, did Ferguson, the Lee County, Georgia native. Helps the Rangers extend the drive, move the chains. Northwest and Hinds even on first downs going into the half, but a big disparity in terms of yardage gained. On first down from the pistol, motion across the formation, right to left by Ferguson. Play action fake, rollout. Over to the right side, ball thrown at the feet of Ferguson as pressure was coming hot on the back of Keegan Patterson. Patterson not inclined to spend any time in the company of Travell Vivians, at least not under these conditions. Bradley McNeely is having a discussion. We will see if there is a penalty called in this play. I did not see a flag fly. This was an unnecessary roughness call, I believe, against what sounded like number 5, K.D. Gibson, against Northwest. This is going to back them up significantly. South of the sticks. So second down and a mile to go. From their own 28, the line to gain is the opposing team's 47. Patterson takes a look at the sideline. Wide receivers coach Scott Oakley is there trying to settle him. Patterson drops to throw. Pressure coming. Look out. Oh, Keegan Patterson got tabletop there. One guy coming high, one guy coming low. It's good to see him get up from that kind of a hold. Good grief. Carl Odrick in on the stop for Hinds, along with Carrington Wilson. So this is, if that was third and a mile, this is third in a league. You need to go nautical measurements here? It's a long way out there. From their own 21. 3 wide set, Derek Harden motions in. And this will be a run play. Xavier Davis trying to make what little he can out of it. Got knocked into his own guy, unfortunately, close to the line of scrimmage and gained only about 3. Otherwise, might have been able to dance a little bit longer, but he and Ferguson were in the same neighborhood. Ferguson trying to provide blocks for him, and Davis a little upset about being penned in. Shade Foster to punt it away for Northwest. First punt of the second half. So their first 2 drives have been interception and then punt. Foster's kick clears. Fielded at the 40. Ranging to his right, now back to the center of the field. Cutting it across the field. Has one man to beat. Ferguson, I should say, the punter, Shade Foster, making the tackle and saving a touchdown that otherwise would have come from McCarty Johnson. Big return for Johnson. Pretty much gained back all of the punt yardage on the return. But it was Foster ultimately who came up with a touchdown-saving tackle as Johnson cut it back across the field from right to left. So now it is Northwest who is on their heels with 7:09 remaining here in the third quarter. Once again, Hinds with great field position. Mula hands off from his own 24-yard line. And on the give, a gain of about 3 on the play down to the 21. Hinds in this half has started at the 45 and now at the 24-yard line, both in Northwest territory. It's an uphill battle for the Northwest defense. Second down, Mula firing to the end zone left side. Man out there in coverage, incomplete. Charles Thomas made sure that ball was getting nowhere close to the wide receiver's hands. Throw was a little bit short, to be fair. Michael Lott was out there, and he's got great size at 6'4". Had a memorable touchdown grab in last year's game against Northwest near the end of the contest to bring Hinds within striking distance. But Hinds could not pull off the comeback. Lott is once again matched up one-on-one against Charles Thomas on the perimeter. The snap, the handoff, up the middle run, close to first down, but not quite there, though centered in the middle of the hash marks. Jarrell Boyd, who seems like he is tireless, continues to throw his body into the midst of the teeth of the defense. Here we go. We've got 4th down and short upcoming. HINDS 0 for 2 on these tonight. Mula in the pistol. Handoff in the backfield, a stop for a moment. Boyd went toward the line. The ball came free, I think. Is it a 4th down stop there? The ball apparently did not come free, but the Rangers able to stop forward progress from Jarrell Boyd. And for the 3rd time tonight, HINDS is turned away on 4th down. A flag is thrown on the near side, or was that merely the official regathering a flag? I hope that it was. A lot of Rangers massed along the side by the 24-yard line. I think that's the offense collecting themselves and not too many men on the field. So the 3rd turnover on downs forced by the Northwest Ranger defense in this contest, all on 4th and short plays. Gives them the football back. And a deep breath perhaps can be taken with 5:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They'll start once again in their own territory at the 16. Patterson from the pistol. Takes the snap, feeds the back. Here comes Petit, angling out toward the left side. Petit puts a hand down, stays on his feet, breaks away from a tackler. D. Petit across the 50, across the 40. Will they catch him? A dive at the 20. He's down inside the red zone. Welcome to the Wade Incorporated Green Zone, D. Petit. From his own 21 to the other 18. A huge gain for the home side. A 61-yard run for D. Petit, who's going to get a breather here. 1st down, deep in HINDS territory. Play action. Patterson throws out to the wide side of the field. Will Dabney got clobbered on that hit. To be honest, he was having trouble keeping his feet as the ball came to him from Patterson. A gigantic hit delivered that time out of the linebacking core. Brendan Jennings, the freshman from Sandalwood High School in Florida, laying a lick on Dabney. Dabney scored his first Ranger touchdown earlier tonight. Going to be an important piece for the Rangers this season. 2nd down and 10 to go after almost no gain. Handoff. Davis staying behind his block, center of the line, trying to push a couple of HINDS tacklers forward, still up, down to the 16-yard line. So 3rd down and about 9. They only credit him for maybe 2 yards gained. All right, we'll say it's 3rd down and 8 to go. From the 17. The line to gain is the Northwest 9-yard line. 4 wide, 2x2. Patterson looking to throw. Zips one, left side, and it's dropped. Hit Kyler Hutton right where you're not allowed to. Middle of the hands. That is twice in this contest where Northwest hands have betrayed them at inopportune times. The interception Patterson threw earlier was a tipped pass, and here a potential 3rd down conversion. Falls flat. So Jackson Usselton with a 24-yard attempt, center of the field. Usselton lays the leg to it and splits the uprights. For a guy who missed 3 in week 1, he's got to be feeling pretty good about how he's doing here in week 2. Jackson Usselton with another field goal adds to the Ranger lead. It is 16-3 at the 3:33 mark here in quarter number 3. Back with more between HINDS and Northwest in a moment from Senatobia.
Ready to give your valuable asset the care it deserves? At Dipsticks, we understand that your vehicle is more than just transportation. It's your freedom, your personality, and usually your first or second most valuable asset. That's why we prioritize your vehicle's health, treating it with the care it deserves. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing dependable work with attention to detail. When you choose Dipsticks, you're not just getting an oil change, you're getting peace of mind. Trust your valuable asset to the experts at Dipsticks. Dipsticks, come to us for a change.
A drive lasting 2 minutes and 22 seconds leads to another Jackson Usselton field goal, this one from 34 yards out. It makes the Northwest lead 16-3, slightly more comfortable for the home side, gunning for their first win of the season. Northwest now set to kick off to HINDS. Usselton will boot it down the near hash, fielded by Jarrell Boyd at his own 9-yard line. Up across the 20, across the 25, 30. And a shoestring tackle made by the Northwest Special Teams unit. DeAndre Pullen able to pull down the return man. Jamonte Wallace actually the one bringing the ball out. All the way to the 36-yard line. Where with 3:27 to go in the third quarter, HINDS will take over. For the first time in this half, they're starting in their own territory. Officially from the 36. The give on first down. A run. Center of the line. Not a lot of room that time. Zaylon Johnson, the back. Seen a lot of Jarrell Boyd in this contest. Kelly Murphy trying to give him a couple of snaps off to catch his breath. Second down, Mula drops the throw. Roman Mula sets up, pressure in his face, has to roll to his right. Extending the play, firing along the sideline. The pass is incomplete. Jamarlin Green stuck to the hip of the receiver that time, Jamonte Wallace. No chance for a completion. So third down upcoming for Mula and the Eagles. Trips to the left, the field side, the wide side. Mula drops the throw. Pressure closing in. Scrambles away to his left side. He's going to pull it down and run. Leaps over his feet, but a tackler got him. Camp Shepard just upended him ahead of the first down chains. But we have a Northwest player down in the middle of the field. That's not good if Dylan Bullard's down for a while. Rolling around on the ground for a moment here at the 45-yard line. Going to be attended to by the Northwest training staff. But it brings up fourth down for HINDS. Fourth and short. And HINDS has been almost allergic to fourth and short in this game. They have failed on fourth and short on 3 different occasions. Bullard gets up and is going to limp off here. So we're going to probably see a little bit more of Colin Dunn in the middle in his place. Dunn is in there for Paige Anders' defense, who are setting up close to the line of scrimmage, knowing a punt fake is possible here. The kick from Hollingsworth is away. It'll be fielded by Fred Adams. In fact, he'll let it bounce all the way inside the 20, inside the 15, and out at the 13-yard line. It'll be marked out by the official on that side at the 14-yard line. That's where Northwest will take over. Keegan Patterson with his worst starting field position of the evening at his own 14-yard line. Here on the Rangers' 9th possession of the game. On first down and 10 from the right hash. Man in motion, right to left. The handoff to the back from the pistol. Bowling his way forward for a couple of yards. It'll be second down and about 7 to come after a pickup of 3. Cam Young, the ball carrier. They'll go twins to the near side this time. K.D. Gibson in the slot, joined by J.D. Ferguson, the wide man. 3 backs in the backfield with Patterson. At the snap, the ball fed to the middle. Cam Young will try his luck once again, and he's going to be swallowed by a HINDS defensive line that's been pretty strong this evening. The most trouble they've had in terms of the run game and stopping it has been with the scrambling ability of Patterson, where they have gotten pressure, but by doing so, they have opened some lanes for the young quarterback. 3rd down and about 4 to go here. They've got to get to the 25-yard line from the 21. 4 wide set. Patterson from the gun. HINDS will rush 4. He'll throw to his left. Pass is caught by Ferguson. Ferguson going to be wrapped up by 2-3 tacklers. Just shy of the 25-yard line. Will not be flagged for any kind of post-play altercation. Luckily for him, he did enough to get the ball to the first down marker before any HINDS Eagles found him. So J.D. Ferguson able to convert the first down for Northwest. Clock rolling at 21 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Keegan Patterson in the pistol. Takes the snap. Play action fake. Going to throw long down the left sideline. Ferguson is wide open. Ferguson makes the man miss. Shimmies to his right. Works inside the 40, inside the 35. Finally knocked out of bounds. J.D. Ferguson with an emphatic first down catch. Don't know where the coverage break was, but there certainly was one for HINDS on that play, with Ferguson having nobody within at least 5 yards of him along the sideline. And that will expire the clock here in the 3rd quarter. J.D. Ferguson and the Rangers getting the wheels turning going into the final frame. They lead at 16-0, or I should say 16-3 over HINDS here going to the 4th quarter in Senatobia.
As a hometown bank, Bank First is proud to offer top-notch banking products with perks that support local businesses and people who support their communities. We believe our towns, no matter the size, deserve the best products and the best customer service, an experience we all deserve. We're hometown banking at its best. Do you bank with us? You should.
A new year means new ambitions, and you can count on Cannon Motors of Mississippi to make your goal a reality. With options to fit every taste and budget, now's the time to find the quality Chevy vehicle you deserve. The inventory at Cannon Chevrolet of Oxford is going fast, so don't wait. Come see us and check a new Chevy Traverse or Chevy Impala off your list. And remember, when the smoke clears, nobody beats a Cannon deal. Nobody.
Beginning the 4th quarter here at Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia. 16-3 the lead for the Northwest Rangers over the HINDS Eagles. Northwest with a football, first down at the HINDS 35. Keegan Patterson drops the throw from the shotgun. Swing pass, screen out to the left side. Xavier Davis trying to make one man miss. A flag flies in as he's tackled at the 30-yard line. This will probably be for holding, but let's take a look at the call. Davis has been a favorite option out of the backfield on those routes, along with some other wide receivers who have taken it on bubble motions at times. Here's Bradley McNeely, and the call is a hold against Northwest. If you're looking for areas of improvement for Benji Parker's squad for next week, it won't be hard to find. That is the 8th penalty against the Rangers in this contest. Over 80 yards of penalties in this game. Not a single foul committed by HINDS. Northwest backs up south of the sticks to their own, or I should say to the HINDS 42. Tight end in motion, left to right. Patterson from the pistol. Play action fake. Looking, firing, long down the sideline. He's got a man. Bry Abram, the intended target, had to range a little bit too far to the sideline. The ball is out of play. Interestingly, Patterson had 2 targets down the right sideline at different depths. Abram was down there about 25 yards away and streaking down the field that time was J.D. Ferguson. Patterson did not take the end zone shot because he saw coverage playing over the top. Second down and long. Patterson to throw, looking, firing right side, timing throw toward the sideline. He's got a man. Caught there by Gibson. Gibson with a stiff arm down to the 21, and I think that's going to get the first down in one fell swoop for Keegan Patterson and the Rangers. Welcome to Senatobia, K.D. Gibson, a big grab for a conversion. And if I'm not mistaken, the first of his career as a Ranger brings up first down at the 20. On first down, Patterson with the give to Xavier Davis, busting to the left side. Davis ripped down from behind. The tackle made by the defender on the play, Carl Odrick, looked like he got his hands into the waistband of Davis and snagged him backward for a gain of maybe a half yard. Second down upcoming. Patterson tonight, 18 of 28 with a touchdown and an interception, 179 yards passing. He'll take the snap and hand off here. Bursting through the middle this time. Davis inside the 15 to the 11. Going to be close to a first down, but a little bit shy of it. Xavier Davis of Flowood, Mississippi, and Hartfield Academy, doing work between the tackles. Three wide receivers set on 3rd and 2. The line to gain is the 10-yard line. Patterson with the give to Davis. Davis to the left side. Davis angling for the corner. He's got the first down. Tackled at the 7. And the chains move and the clock rolls with 12:33 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Northwest looking for a put-away score to go up by what could be as many as 21 or 20 points if a touchdown is scored and a point after as well. And there's a player down on the far side of the field for HINDS being attended to. Right now it looks like it's cramp. Trainers out there massaging and stretching to the down player whose number is not yet visible. J.D. Ferguson, 4 catches, 65 yards, the leading receiver so far for Northwest on this evening. D. Petit still with the highest rushing total, 4 carries for 74 yards. Davis now up to 7 carries for 30 yards on the day. And the injured player will work his way off. Looked to be Deverick Woods, the defensive lineman for HINDS. Jim Jones, the offensive line coach for Northwest, the last one to see the offense back out onto the field. Wide receiver split to the near side. Jarnoris Hobson on top of the numeral at the 10 on one-on-one coverage. The give. Davis wriggles out of one tackle, finds another one at the 5. Second down upcoming for Northwest, and goal to go. Hobson and Janari Powell, the man who came up with the interception earlier, are in solo coverage to the near side. I'm not betting on an end zone fade here for Keegan Patterson, but maybe something in breaking and quick. Patterson takes the snap, hands off. Davis tries the right side, nowhere to go. Defense stood tall that time for the HINDS Eagles. Who else? The linebacker, Kelby Holmes. Holmes, the leading tackler tonight with 6 stops for the HINDS defense. Jeremy Evans has 6 as well. In fact, that was Holmes' 7th stop and his first for loss. Third down and goal to go from the 9-yard line for Keegan Patterson and company. 10:56 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And a timeout taken by Larry Williams to make sure his defense is settled. The receivers in the formation that time were going to be Ferguson out there along with D.D. Pullen to one side. We'll see if they switch out any personnel. If Stan Hill has a second thought about this. If you're just joining us, the Rangers have 3 field goals from freshman kicker Jackson Usselton, who is atoned for missing 3 last week against Mississippi Gulf Coast. And they also have a touchdown with Will Dabney on the receiving end from Keegan Patterson. Rangers led this game going into the half by a 13-0 count. HINDS has gone back and forth between Cade Barnett and Roman Mula to try and get the offense rolling. This is third down. Hops into the near side, trips to the far side. Daniels, Pullen, both there. The give. Petit keeping his feet down to the 5-yard line, getting a push from his offensive line, but eventually 3 tacklers on top of him going to stop him short. I think we're going to see Jackson Usselton once again as Benji Parker will try and take the points. Usselton is hit from 39, 22, and 34 tonight. This is from just inside the right hash, and this will be from 21. Shade Foster, the holder. Patrick Helms, the long snapper. Set down, kick up. This one, no good. Pushed wide right to the near side by Usselton. So the freshman kicker, with 3 makes already this evening, does not make it 4. Northwest turns the ball over, but it's deep in HINDS territory. They remain ahead 16-3. I give a lot of credit to Jackson Usselton. Freshman kicker, really, really bad look in your first game. Comes back, makes 3 kicks to begin game 2 and put your team ahead significantly. Just couldn't get it there on kick number 4 tonight. So now it's HINDS' turn. Kay Barnett back in at signal caller. Whips a pass out to the right side. Receiver makes the catch, knocked off his feet quickly at the 25-yard line, a gain of about 5. Good tackle that time by Charles Thomas on the far side. Locked up against Tyrell Pollard, the former Northwest Ranger. Did not see action last year because he was banged up and behind a solid core of wideouts. On second down, the give goes nowhere. Northwest ganging up on the line of scrimmage there. DJ Burgess leading the charge. So third down and about 5 to go. Barnett in the gun beside Jarrell Boyd. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Northwest threatening pressure here on third down. Thomas and Pollard, 1v1 to the outside on the far right. Now Thomas backs off a little bit out to the sticks. Barnett looks left, going to throw that way, pulls the trigger and hits. Finds a man, first down yardage. Nice pickup that time by Michael Lott, who used the cushion that L.J. Shumpert gave him to drive forward, hitch himself right at the marker, and make the grab. Big conversion for HINDS as they continue to seek their first touchdown of the game. Barnett from the gun. This time feeds the back. Jarrell Boyd tries the right side, slashes through a gap, gets across the 40. Ball came free. Northwest is pointing in its direction. The Rangers, I think, have recovered. No signal yet from the officiating crew, but a lot of hands in red, white, and blue pointing that way. Here's Bradley McNeely's. A bobble and a bumble and a blown play from Jarrell Boyd gives the ball right back to Northwest at the 40-yard line. The HINDS Eagles, just when it looked as though they had momentum, undercut as Boyd, their talented back, puts the ball on the deck. First fumble of the season for the HINDS Eagles. Avante Wilson with a forced fumble for Northwest. Charles Thomas on the recovery. First down. Handoff for Northwest. Cam Young spins out of a tackle, still loose. Inside the 30, a 12-yard pickup for Young as he ranges toward the far sideline. Finally brought down, but now we have another HINDS player down, being attended to near the 42-yard line, which will stop the play. Early in the season in particular, hot environments, a lot of guys start cramping up. Seen a couple of guys go down like that in this game. HINDS defense takes a knee as they await their colleague to get to his feet. Travell Vivians eventually does. Third-year lineman out of Philadelphia, Mississippi. So it'll be first down for Northwest at the 29-yard line after a 12-yard scamper from Cam Young. Two tight ends in the formation. Josh Humes along with Derek Harden. Two wide receivers. Young remains the running back. The give to Young up the middle behind his blockers. Young squirts through for another good gain. Knocked down just ahead of the 20-yard line at the 21. Cam Young showing some good patience there, waiting for things to develop. Young, much like Keon Cunningham on defense out of West Point High School. He and Xavier Davis have both had a couple of bites at the apple tonight. Second and short. Young still the back. He'll get it. Young bursting to his left. Young gets to the corner. Spin move inside. Keeps his feet and gets the first down. Cam Young looking fresh and ready to go right here in the fourth quarter. This is part of the advantage of Benji Parker building a deep stable of running backs. You can go to Petit, you can go to Young, you can go to Davis all at different times in the game, and none's going to be all that tired. Cam Young is hungry for the football right now. First down as the Rangers try to run some clock inside the 15-yard line, officially at the 30. From the pistol, Young with it again, slips this time, trying to go left. Looked to spin back to his right, but couldn't make the pivot. A gain of 1. Young with 9 carries now for 43 yards on the night. Hasn't had any longer than that 12-yard carry he had moments ago. Second down upcoming as the Rangers free to run some clock here under the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, leading 16-3. Young the setback once again behind Keegan Patterson. And we have a flag fly, a false start called. This will go against Josh Humes. Humes immediately tapped his chest and put both gloved hands up to his powder blue helmet. The universal sign of my bad. Puts them behind the sticks. Northwest will take the play call from the sideline here on second down. Clock continuing to roll. Under 5.5 minutes to play. Patterson, hands off. Young, bursting left side, hurdled a man but got knocked out of play along the far edge. And now HINDS with a defender out of bounds over there who's cramping up. Another injury timeout for HINDS. It's not the most sweltering of evenings, but when you're exerting yourself like this for as long as these guys have been, cramps will happen. HINDS, to their credit, without really having a high degree of offensive success tonight, have kept it close. And up until that turnover on the fumble by Jarrell Boyd, have been pretty good in terms of protecting the football. Boyd, 18 carries tonight, 51 yards. Roman Mula 0 for 3, passing the ball. K. Barnett 4 for 10 for 33 yards. Sacked only once. So this is third down behind the sticks for Northwest at their own 17. The line to gain is the 3-yard line. Two wideouts in the pattern, two tight ends, one back. It's Xavier Davis just off the right hip of Keegan Patterson. And now he'll motion into a more traditional pistol, standing behind his QB. Patterson takes the snap, delivers the ball to the running back. Davis bursts through the hole, slashing his way into the 10-yard line. That won't get him the first down, but it'll set him up in the middle of the field for a good shot, perhaps coming from Jackson Usselton. Freshman kicker incoming. So this attempt for Usselton will be set down at about the 17-yard line. So it'll be about a 27-yarder with 4:18 to go. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is flying through. Jackson Usselton converts and improves the Northwest lead to 19-3 here deep in the fourth quarter as the freshman has hit 4 field goals tonight to help the cause. 16-point lead for the Rangers over the Eagles. Back with more on Ranger TV in a moment.
Oil Company, we are here for the farmer who works hard every day and isn't afraid to get dirty. The fearless hunter who doesn't ever quit, who will walk miles and miles to find his target. We are here for family, the employees who like to smile a lot, and the father and his kid. Because at Sail Oil, we believe in quality products that work as hard as you do. Sail Oil. Ride with us.
19-3, the score at Bobby Franklin Field here in Senatobia. Northwest on top of HINDS by 16 points, helped out by the fruitful foot of freshman kicker Jackson Usselton. 4 field goals tonight converted. Has missed one, but put that aside. Given the 12 points that he has scored for Northwest tonight, it's been invaluable to their effort at holding back the HINDS Eagles. Usselton will send this kick all the way down inside the 10. Fielded there, the run back along the numerals, the 20 to the 30-yard line, out to the 35, 36, as they push the pile and try to get a little more yardage on special teams. Houston run back for the tireless Jarrell Boyd, who fumbled his last drive as a running back, but has been used extensively in the return game as well. Mississippi Gulf Coast right now in the fourth quarter, putting it on Itawamba 43-0. Northeast Mississippi leading 19-3 over Pearl River. That game in the fourth quarter as well. We'll get you some other updates from around the league as we proceed. On first down, K. Barnett empties out the backfield. And now we have a timeout taken by Northwest as their defensive personnel was not quite where they needed it. Northwest looked like they had 10 on the field at that point. Paige Anders none too pleased about the miscue mentally. Northwest probably going to go with a 3-safety look, all playing high, probably 10 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage for the rest of the way, just to be safe. It is Green, who will drop back to be one of the safeties. Keyshawn Davila dropping back to be the other. On first down, a run across the left side, and this will be a run from Jordan Battie, the third quarterback, 5'10", 180-pound freshman from Clinton, Mississippi. Seeing action here with 3:48 remaining in the contest. Battie trying to get something going here late in the contest. HINDS Eagles and trusting their third quarterback in the game. Pressure coming. He fires out to the wide side. That's complete for first down and more. Good catch made on the far sideline that time. As Battie rifles it over to the right, Tyrell Pollard on the grab. That is Battie's first completion as a college quarterback. First down, now in Ranger territory. Battie pulls it down to run. Pressure coming from behind him. He's not going to escape. Colin Dunn comes up with a tackle that time on the designed quarterback run play. Battie drops the throw. Here comes pressure. Look out. A wobbler. This is going to go incomplete. Fell in the midst of 3 defensive backs as the Northwest defensive line came rushing at Battie, who, remember, is only 5'10", 180 pounds. That's tadpole size for a quarterback. Very rare for the Bryce Youngs of the world and the Kyler Murrays to withstand pressure like that. Third down and long. Battie rolling, extending the play. Going to his right, jukes a man, gets out of bounds, but will not get close to the first down. He'll still be about 3 or 4 yards shy. Fourth down and short upcoming. Ball marked at the 41-yard line in Northwest territory. The line to gain is going to be the 37. So 4th and 4 for Jordan Battie and HINDS, which have not succeeded on fourth downs tonight. Northwest ganging up along the line. Paige Anders is pretty relentless with his pressure in this situation. Good test for the corners. Here comes pressure. Screen pass, thrown out to the tight end, wide side. This is a first down and more. Inside the 20, barreling his way down to the 18-yard line. A great catch and run that time on the outlet to Jamarian Johnson. Northwest sent the house that time, and Jordan Battie was able to find his running back out the escape hatch. 1:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 4 wide. Battie with pressure coming, lofts the throw out toward the corner. This is incomplete. Keyshawn Davila able to knock that one clear of the intended receiver right near the goal line. Second down. Battie almost got Northwest to jump. They only rush 3. Battie works to his right, now back to his left. Squiggles away to his right for a gain of a couple. You can tell how his fast feet have gotten to where he is now. Larry Williams has got to like working with that kind of creatability, if you will. Third down, the line to gain is the 10-yard line. It's about third and a long 6. 50 seconds and rolling here in the fourth quarter. Batee lost one to the end zone, left side. Good spiral out there, incomplete. Fell just short of the receiver. Keyshawn DeVilla once again in coverage. Receiver comes up looking for a flag. Jamonte Wallace wanted some kind of foul. Will not get it. Another fourth down for a HINDS with 41 seconds to play. Trips to the left, solo wide receiver to the right. And the back in the backfield for HINDS is Zaylon Johnson. How will Jordan Batee respond to the pressure? Here comes the blitz. Batee standing in. Batee's going to be slammed to the ground. A fourth down sack for Camp Shepard, and HINDS turns the ball over. And that, as they say, is the back-breaking straw. Camp Shepard lays the wood on the HINDS quarterback to seal the victory for Northwest. The rest of this will be academic with 37 seconds to play. I give HINDS a lot of credit for trying some different things. They tried 3 different quarterbacks tonight. I don't think any of them really gave the results to Kelly Murphy and Larry Williams that they wanted. But they at least gave all 3 a shot. They will finish 6 of 18 throwing the football. A kneel down coming. Taken by Keegan Patterson. And that will do it. Northwest Mississippi putting the finishing touches on their first victory of the season. They bounced back from an ugly week 1 with a 19-3 victory in week 2 over HINDS. Great work by Benji Parker's side to come back on short rest and make sure they did not allow one loss to beat them twice. The final stats this evening for the Northwest Rangers. Keegan Patterson, 18 of 28 for 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. His leading receiver, J.D. Ferguson, 4 catches, 65 yards. The touchdown was scored by Will Dabney on a 2-yard route. And from the backfield, Northwest leading rusher, D. Petit, with 5 carries for 76 yards. Patterson had 8 for 57 yards. Cam Young, 11 for 44 yards. And Xavier Davis, 10 for 36 yards. Defensively for Northwest, Keon Cunningham, the leader, with 8 tackles on the evening. Tristan Shorter with a tackle for loss. Camp Shepard with 2 tackles for loss. He showed up in a big way. Dylan Bullard and Jamarlin Green also with tackles for loss in this contest. And a big forced fumble as well earlier in the evening with Avante Wilson punching it out and Charles Thomas recovering. Great showing, and especially by the special teams unit as the Northwest Mississippi Rangers come off with a 19-3 victory over the HINDS Eagles here at Bobby Franklin Field. And the only Cannon Motors touchdown of the game scored in a 2-yard route between the Rangers' Keegan Patterson and tight end Will Dabney. So that will be the only Cannon Motors touchdown of the game, but we appreciate our sponsor, Cannon Motors, and also the Rangers doing a pretty good job this evening in the green zone, the Wade Incorporated green zone, if you will, in this contest against HINDS here in week 2. They finished the game 4 of 5 officially in the Wade Incorporated green zone, so a good way to go into week 3 as Northwest will take on Pearl River. That'll be next Thursday evening here at Franklin Field in Senatobia. That will be a 7 o'clock, this one, just like this one was, and it'll be on Ranger TV. I'll be here. Russell Copeland will be here as well. We'll give you a couple of scores from around the MAC as we close out our broadcast here on Ranger TV. The game is over between Coahoma and Southwest. It was a tight one, but Coahoma holds on for the victory, a 37-32 win for the Tigers. Northeast Mississippi up 19-3 on Pearl River right now. That's a familiar score. 6 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the fourth quarter there. Between Colin and Mississippi Delta, Colin ultimately pulling away. They lead it 34-7 with 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter there. East Central falls against Holmes tonight 24-17 as the Bulldogs come back and gain the victory. And Jones tonight taking on East Mississippi. I don't have an update for you in that game. I can see if I can find one out just briefly here from the old social media feeds. But that expected to be a very competitive game between Steve Buckley and the Buddy Stevens-led East Mississippi Lions. I believe it is East Mississippi 40, Jones 23, 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. I'm going to give a big shout-out to our crew here at Northwest, and in particular, one guy who just handed me that score. That's our statistician, Jalen King. We want to say so long from Senatobia this evening. For our whole crew here at Bobby Franklin Field, Brandon Taylor, Mackenzie Curtis, Penny Duran, Colby Bethany, Sydney Ford, Marcy Jemerson, and Matthew Mixon, as well as Jalen King, our statistician, Brian Oakley, our stat caller, Brian Lentz, our producer. I'm Tyler Springs saying so long from Franklin Field in Senatobia. The final, Rangers 13, HINDS 3. Northwest improves to 1-1 in the season. They will host Pearl River here at 7 o'clock next Thursday. Join us on Ranger TV. Good night.